Are we live now? Are we live now? Are we good now? Are we good now? I think we're good now. What the heck is going on? Okay, now we're live. That is real. Okay. I hit go live and it didn't populate. I hit go live and it didn't populate going live. I don't need the overlay on this stream. It just didn't. It just didn't go live. It grayed out the button like I hit go live, but it decided to not go live. So I had to open up Studio again and hit go live. Okay. Well, you guys missed me yapping for a good 6 minutes. I was nearly on time today. Would have been fully on time if that had actually worked. What happened there? That was weird. The YouTube decided to move where the pinned comment goes. It's now at the bottom of chat instead of at the top of chat, which is really annoying. I swear there are people that work at YouTube, and actually probably all social media sites and all websites. Their whole job is to just move stuff around to annoy people, because it's like, well, is it autofocus not working? What is going on today? What is going on today? What is going on today? Are you focusing on my... Is it focusing on the Gundam? Is autofocusing not working today? Are we being a blurry mess? We are being a blurry mess. Are you picking me up? There we go. Is it focusing on the Gundam? That's weird. Okay, there we go. Now I'm focused. Oh, man. Okay, I think we're good now. I think the focusing is good now. What is going on here? This is weird. Yeah, we are totally in the F-it, doing it live. Yeah, encoder, connect encoder to start your preview. Okay, yeah, my stream is... Something is F-y here with the stream. I think we're okay. Are we losing focus? Is the focus staying in focus, or is that just my crappy encoding? No, we're good, okay. It's just my preview is showing it really fuzzy, but okay. Hi! Hello there. What are we doing today? Today is the last Friday of the month. If you are new to the channel, or you haven't been paying attention, we started a thing at the beginning of this year, and it's been going pretty good, getting a lot of good responses, so we're going to keep on trucking with it. TLDR, the last Friday every month is a community-centric stream. So the whole idea of the last Friday of the month is we show off prints that the community has been working on. Also, it gives us a chance to do like a news type thing, because we're probably going to be talking about the new hotness that was announced today, which is the Prusa Core 1 with indexed is now like out. I mean, you could pre-order it now. That's not what I wanted. There we go. I want to shrink me down. Oh, who was that? Andrew Rogers, $20 for the F-it, we're doing it live fund. Cheers and appreciate it. Color is a little pale and the contrast is soft. I mean, I look good on my end. I look good at the encoding. It probably gets a little YouTube crunched when it leaves, but on my end, looking at mine, it looks good. But you guys can't see that because when I hit that, you see my OBS. Can't decide with Core 1 with index. We're going to be talking about that. I think we're going to start with index first, because the whole point of this stream, if you haven't yet, you still have time. If you join our Discord, okay, exclamation mark Discord in chat, we have a channel in there called Look What I Printed. Okay, you can pop into this channel and share something you've printed. It could be a 3D printed project, could be a prop, could be a full printer, could just be a damn benchy for all I care. But if you've printed something, show it off. Every month, the last Friday of every month, we go through this channel and we look at stuff. Here's some fun stuff I printed in the last month. Let me turn my overhead camera on just to give you an idea of some stuff I've been doing for fun prints. I really love Project Hail Mary, so I printed myself a little Iridian Xenonite model of the Hail Mary. This is printed in ABS on the Prusa Core 1. And then I also printed a Grace. And then this one I did a little metal dry brushing on. So yeah, fun little prints. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the Core 1 with the index system. If you want to know more about index, I have a full video on it coming out on the channel tomorrow. I did a video with Olaf at Mountain RepRapfest. The video is recorded. It is edited. If you're our channel supporter, a Patreon supporter, a YouTube member, or you find the Twitch channel and sub to the Twitch channel and link it to your YouTube account or your Discord account, the video is already live. You can watch it right now. I've already shared it. A few people liked the video. The video will be public for the masses tomorrow, though. So if you want to get an early first look at the production Founders Edition of the index system, you can check it out right now. Right now. I mean, keep the stream open because you do want to win that spool of polymaker filament. Every stream we do give away a spool of polymaker filament. So you can enter for that, link in the video description. We are going to do the draw for that at the end of the stream. But I think what we're going to start with is the index. So let me just get a little drink here because this throws up my whole vibe. I did my whole intro thing and then apparently I wasn't live. So index for Core 1 order today. RS Makes, did you use the affiliate link below? Unfortunately, Polymaker has an affiliate link, although Polymaker is changing over their affiliate system, so I got to switch the link out at some point. But Prusa does have an affiliate. I do have an affiliate link with Prusa. If you do want to help support the channel and you are interested in buying the Prusa Core 1 or an index kit or anything else from Prusa and you want to help support the channel as well, you can purchase it through the Prusa affiliate link I have below. Unfortunately, you're not going to save any money, but it won't cost you anything extra and it will help support the channel. So if you are interested in that, check it out below. So, ordered before I saw it. Dang it! Dang it! Dang it, Bobby! Chris Ball, cheers for becoming a channel member. Yep, for $2 a month, you can get videos early. And we have a bunch of videos. How many videos do I have left from thing? I think I've done 2 videos from Rocky Mountain. Let me just pull it up here, just because I'm sure some people want to know what else we have from Rocky Mountain coming out. So from Rocky Mountain, we have the Cascade video. We also have a video with the Phoenix update. I have a 2-parter video. And then I have a video with Luke's Lab. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more videos from Rocky Mountain will be coming out. One of them will have 2 separate things as part of it. So if you're wondering there. Any news on the Trident R2 files? I cannot give you exact dates, okay? Because here's the thing. Stuff is always being worked on. Stuff is always being worked on, okay? So because stuff is always being worked on, and as more people internally are working on their builds, little tweaks are coming along. Like I think the XY mounts, it's a good thing I didn't start printing files because some of them have already been replaced. I can't give you exact date. Let's just say between now and summer. When does summer start? End of June? I don't know. Sometime, it could be tomorrow. It could be June 30th. I don't know. But soon, let's just say quarter. Let's just say, could be today, could be tomorrow, could be sometime in June. Like, soon is the best I can give you. I mean, it's all in Steve's hand, okay? You have to go to Steve to get more info. Yes, you could technically build one with what we have now, but that's not how Voron works. When we release files, when we release stuff, it is done and tested, and it is good to go. We don't like putting stuff out. This ain't Creality. We don't put a printer out, and then 2 months later, there's an R2 of the printer, okay? So, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Most people want to build an R2. If you already have an R1 Trident and it's printing fine, you're not getting anything really upgrading to R2 except some minor tweaks. And if you want an R2 to put index on it, well, you got to wait for index first. So it's kind of like cat before the carriage or something. I don't know, however those sayings work. Yeah, I just want to do... Me too, kid. Me too. I'm wearing my index toque for a reason. So any changes base tool head? No. R2 is just motion system. I have a full video on the R2 on the channel. If you want to know more about what R2 is, link in the channel. It literally came out like 4 days ago. So just check out that video. It explains it all. Okay. So let's take a look at the Prusa Core 1 index system. Now, we'll go through this first because I think this is something, it just came out today news-wise, and a lot of people want to talk about it. So we will talk about the Prusa index kit, and then we will go into the show me what you got thing. So again, if you still want to share something that you've printed in the past month, a printed project, it doesn't have to be fully 3D printed, right? It could be like electronics kit, cosplay, whatever. As long as it's tangibly 3D printed related, you could share it in here. We'll go through this after we talk about the index system. So let's start with the news. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. Okay, so they just opened orders for the index conversion kit for the Core 1 Plus. As of now, I don't believe they have Core 1L as an option. I'm assuming that will be coming relatively soon, considering, let's be honest, the Core 1 and the Core 1L are the same printer, just the Core 1L is bigger. So I'm assuming there is a Core 1L version in the works, but I think they're just starting with the Core 1 for now, just to kind of get it out the door, get everything good, make sure it's all good before. You don't want to build two of the same thing, realize there's a problem, then you got to fix two of the same thing. So you do one, make sure it's good, and then you can do the other a lot easier and more efficiently and whatnot. So I think they're kind of doing that one. Gergman, cheers for the community membership gifted. Okay, so Core 1 index, 8 tools. I've already seen some questions. How is the Core 1 with 8 tools? How does that have more tools than a Trident at 250 as well? They're both using, they both have the same print volume. Vorons are pretty dang good for printer space efficiency. Why? I don't know if you'll be able to see in a photo, but essentially, because it's a Prusa Core 1, the fan duct is behind the printer. So anyone that has built or has a Core 1, you know how the fan duct's behind the printer? Because of that, the tool head for the index is narrower on a Core 1. On the Trident, if you saw, there are fan ducts clipped on the side. Okay, let me pull up a picture of it here. Yeah, so this is the Trident. This is the adapter here for the CPAP, and then see this part here? See how there's like a little bit of a step here, and you can see it on here? If you're going with the DIY route for the index system, the part cooling fans clip on the outside, okay? That's how that system works. So it's a little bit wider. Now, that means that you won't be able to fit as many tools because you'll need more spacing to put the docks. However, there is absolutely nothing stopping you from doing a part cooling setup like the Prusa Core 1, where they have the part cooling fan behind it and then a duct sneaks in underneath, okay? It's just for these systems, and this is with the 4010 fan, with the DIY version, it's a clip-on system. So it's an easier system. It kind of works with more printer designs because you're not losing room behind the tool head. Something like a Voron, you will lose Y if you were to do that. So when it comes to how many tools you could fit on your motion system, it's going to depend on your part cooling solution. I mean, hell, if you want to just not have part cooling on the tool head at all and just build a system that involves a lot of curtain air fans for part cooling and have no part cooling on the tool head, yes, you can fit more tools, right? If you're printing a lot of ABS, you might not want even part cooling. It's up to you. Who knows? It's your kit. Do what you want. But on the Core 1, they do have the index style part cooling fan, which I don't know if there's any pictures of the actual tool head on the printer. Yeah, so you can see how the fan duct's behind the printer. So on a Core 1, there is room to have the fan behind it sucking in air. So it doesn't have to have that shroud coming around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. So that's how they're able to fit. Because I've had a few people ask how the Trident at 250 can fit maybe 7 tools, but the Index at 250 can fit 8 tools. It's because of the part cooling solution. So if you are putting this on like a Sovol or a VZ-Bot or any other system out there, or you get really creative with your Voron, you might be able to fit 8 tools because of the narrower tool head. This is one of those things we'll probably see a lot of options once the community as a whole gets their hands on this and starts just experimenting and building shit, right? Once you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen with this kind of shit, you will see all kinds of awesome stuff. But this is kind of like, for now, this system works as is. And let's be honest, it's an Index system. If you have suddenly room to add another tool, you print another dock, you put it on the thing, you buy a tool for 35 bucks and you put it on. It's not like you have to rewire anything. You just kind of shimmy everything over and recalibrate. So it's not super invasive if all of a sudden they figure out how to add an extra tool. So there's that. So 8 nozzles on the Core 1. I think the Core 1L, you should be able to fit 10, but don't quote me on that. Big advantage, it's a tool changer. Much less waste and much faster. For those wondering, Prusa is the official OEM printer partner with Bondtech. So that means if you wish to buy a 3D printer off the shelf that supports the Index system, you will have to buy a Prusa. At this time, I don't know if they have any exclusivity agreements. I'm not privy to that knowledge, and if I did, I don't know if I could share it. But I don't know if they have an actual exclusivity agreement, or is just Prusa's the only one that have signed a deal with Bondtech as of now. But is not doing... Oh, you know what? They might be capping it at 8 on the Core 1L as well because of filament runout sensors, the availability on the board of how many filament runout sensors. That could be why they might be limiting to 8 on the Core 1L. But, you know, if you want to DIY, you can DIY. So anyways, if you want to buy Index and it comes, like, buy a printer with Index support, Prusa is your only option. If you want to DIY it on any other system, as long as the system has Clipper or RepRap firmware as your firmware and you can modify it, and you know what you're doing, you can kind of, you know, bootstrap it onto almost any printer out there if you know what you're doing. So that too. Let's see, nozzles are 0.8 to 0.4. Oh, they have 0.25s as well. Hardened CHT, they're all hardened CHT nozzles. If you do plan on printing a lot of abrasives, I would recommend getting a larger nozzle for less jamming chance with CHT. Personally, I want to try and get my hands on a full set of 0.5. Steve's running his with 0.5s, and I kind of like the idea of running 0.5s across the board, just for a little bit less of a chance of jamming. Because nothing would be worse than having a very minor jam on a multicolor print that's, you know, 18 hours long. So I might go 0.5s. We'll see. It kind of depends what I get. Fast heating. You guys know enough about the Index system, so I won't go over the details. Self-adjusting grip. So it will auto size the extruder gears spacing for whatever filament. So you shouldn't have to worry too much about, you know, printing flexibles or off nominal size filament on this system. No wipe tower, 0.013 grams for nozzle swap. So they're saying about this is how much material you waste per nozzle swap, and this is just priming. If you play around with your slicer settings and basically do like infill before walls or inner walls before outer walls, and you're printing something where an ever so slight amount of under extrusion is not an issue, you can even ignore this. So that's how much waste there is. Then even that is tunable out if you know what you're doing. There's a new nozzle wiper system on the Prusa. I do cover this in the video tomorrow, but let me pull it up here because I will give you a little bit of a tease on the video. But essentially, the Prusa Core 1 has an additional, essentially a purge bucket. So there's like a little purge bucket on the side of the Prusa Core 1 now, where it can wipe the nozzle and do its little poop, just to prime it there. So you don't even have to deal with a prime block on the on the... So it picks it up, it goes over there, it heats up the nozzle to its temperature, it does a quick little wipe, make sure it's good, and then it goes off. So you don't even need to deal with a prime tower if you don't want to. And then also there is... where is the video for it? Where did I record it? Where did I record it? I know I recorded it. I know I recorded because it's in the video. Maybe I didn't... I don't know. We'll take a look at the picture. There's this guy. There is a offset board. This is a PCB. I don't know exactly how it works, but there's now an optional, well, it comes with the kit. This allows you to do X, Y, and Z calibrating between all your nozzles to ensure everything's good. The tool head itself does have a built-in load cell. So calibrating Z offset among all the tools is really easy. It just picks them up one at a time and does a little beep boop and calibrates them. But for XY, while the system itself is extremely repeatable and you shouldn't see too much variance between the different tool heads for XY, you may still need to dial it in. You can easily do that with a quick print. Plus, I think they were working on a system where it can like print something and then it bumps it with the nozzles and uses that as like a quick little reference. But it should be pretty easy to calibrate. Like, put it this way, the ones they had printing over the weekend, I think out of all the tools printing, one of them was off by ever so slight in one direction. It was easy to adjust. Top core vent, so the system vents automatically. We know that. Comparison to other systems. TLDR, yeah, a lot more poop and waste with multi-systems. Unless you're doing the odd multicolor print, if you're doing a lot of multicolor, you want a tool changer. The amount of time wastage and filament wastage is just insane if you are doing a lot of dedicated multicolor prints using a single nozzle multi-material system. So even if it's not index, you go pick up a Snapmaker U1 or whatever, multicolor is just so much quicker. You will do more multicolor on a tool changer than you will with a single nozzle because one, thanks to time, which we can't beat time, you will be able to print more because you'll have less time of your printer purging and pooping and waiting and whatnot and loading and unloading. So you will be able to print more the same amount of time, and you will find yourself printing more because you're not wasting so much time and filament. Difference between the Founders Edition and the Prusa Edition. So the Founders Edition and the Prusa Edition, you're going to have a different front plate. Reinforced plastic. So basically, what is this? Design has located evolved since Founder Edition parts were manufactured. Yeah, it's been in development. So if you're getting a Founders Edition, for example, all the plastic parts are SLS. The production edition will be injection molded. Founders Edition, there's a lot more, well, not manual, but there's a lot more CNC parts versus like metal injection molded or cast parts for the metal internals, which considering I think it takes like, last I heard, a full hour of manufacturing to make one tool head with the current system. Optimizing it is something you kind of want to do, especially when this shit is hot and a lot of people want it. Also, they added more holes for visibility and, rigidity and whatnot. Again, whole video on the channel about the index system will be out tomorrow, but we're just looking at Prusa's implementation. Index conversion kits. So they're starting with conversion kits. Shipping of the upgraded kits starts in 2026. The price has gone up. The price has gone up. It is $749 for 4 tools, $999 for 8 tools. Tariffs are included. And for Europeans, VAT is included. And then for those that are going, why did the price go up? Here we go. Why did the price go up? Additional functionality from what they showed at Formnext. So there's more stuff in the system. The extra metal parts for rigidity, the offset, the PCB for doing the calibrating. A couple other things have changed. Also, everything's gotten stupid expensive. You know why? So yeah, it kind of, unfortunately, it is what it is. Also, tariffs are included. So for, people that live in countries where you got to deal with that, tariffs are included. And one more thing. Also, full spectrum painting is coming in easy print. So Easy Print, I think, is their slicer-based or web-based slicer if you want to print on the go. So I'm assuming it will also come to Prusa Slicer as well. But they are coming with full spectrum printing, along with special semi-translucent cyan, magenta, yellow, plus black and white Prusament. So this means you can do all kinds of cool multicolor stuff without having to keep a whole bunch of filaments in stock. And because, unlike some other companies that are implementing their own version of full spectrum printing, you don't have to purge and waste a shit ton of filament to do this way, and it's a lot quicker. So yeah, if you have if you want to know another advantage of tool changing, it makes systems like full spectrum printing actually viable and not a trade show demo piece that wastes a ton of filament and time. And also, they give full credit here to the people from the full spectrum community who have developed this. So there's Prusa, preemptively giving credit without being, forced to do it. So that's also nice to see. So yeah, if you are interested in getting the system, it is at your discretion. I'm not going to tell you to buy it. It's your money. You do what you want. But if you are interested in getting it, I do have a link below. It is a Prusa affiliate link. If you do want to buy the 4 tool or the 5 tool, this is it. It is what it is. Unfortunately, pricing has been a thing. Welcome to the current economics of the world. Hey, look, it's that. I want to know how much long the print time was that. That is really cool that they printed a whole tool head. I kind of want to print one of these. I want the files for this. Also, I do have to admit, this is a clean setup. This, you have to admit, this is a damn clean setup, okay? For an 8-color multi-material system, proper multi-material, not a multicolor system, this is a damn clean setup. Like, you basically just have a little top hat and you have 4 spools on each side and a bunch of Bowden tubes. And I do believe there is filament run out in the in these little inlets here, kind of like how the XL does it. Because for those that don't know, we have spoken about this. The index system itself, unfortunately, does not have a run out sensor in the tool head just because of the way it's designed. It's not really an easy thing to do. So you do have to rely on external filament run out, which you can do. It's not a big deal. You just kind of have to do it that way. So the Core 1 does have that as well. So you do have your fast tool changing. You have this big open area in the front here to look out of, which is even, I think it's even bigger now than it used to be. On the Founders Edition, there's like cross bracing in here. This is much more compact. So 12 seconds of tool change. You can put these little dryer boxes on it to keep your filament dry if you want. What else? You have the new nozzle wiping system, which this should be pretty cool because I'm pretty sure this is just a print and some magnets. So you should be able to put this on a current Core 1, I think. If the tool head reaches over far enough, you should be able to put this on a Core 1. I might try and steal that and put it on mine. So there you go. Here's some example of some prints people have done with it. And there you go. Oh, look, they have multiple different nozzle sizes ready to go. So you could do a 0.25 nozzle for high detailed small stuff, 0.4 nozzle for your inner walls, and then a 0.8 nozzle for your infill that you do infill every other layer to save a bunch of time. That's pretty cool. So there you go. So if you want to know what comes with the kits, the starter kit and the full setup, you get the head with the inductive coil on both, the amount of tools, the docking hardware. So really the only difference between the two is just the amount of tools. So if you only need 4 tools, you could save a little bit of money. And I'm pretty sure you could just buy 4 additional tools at any point if you want to bump it up. I don't think there's really, all the docks, all the hardware is the same. So if you just know you don't need 8 tools right now, 4 is good enough. You can just go with 4. And then if you do want to get more later, you can. It's up to you. You want to get 4 now to get started because you're waiting on Diamondback nozzles or some funky nozzles that might come out in the next year or so. You can do that. It's up to you. The joys of systems that don't lock you in so much. So yeah, and there you go. So voila, no reviews yet. So I think it's pretty cool. if you want my personal opinions, I mean, if you're looking for a tool changing system that is very turnkey, and you know what you buy today will be supported 5 years from now, going with the Bondtech system on a Core 1 is a pretty good option. If your pocketbook allows, we're not going to argue about price. I know price is a huge thing for a lot of people. I fully understand it. It's to me too. But it's not worth arguing about, because it's just, let's be honest, everything's kind of effed when it comes to that. You can't compete with China for pricing. We all know that. And thanks to other factors beyond our control, things are just pricey right now. It is what it is. It sucks. It is what it is. So there's no, we just know. If you are looking for a more budget-friendly way of doing it, personally, if you know how to build a printer and you're okay with building a printer, a Trident R2 with an index system is a pretty cool setup. You can go with the LDO kits, which I prefer, but considering you're going to be not using the tool head, for example, you're going to be having to maybe put a clicky-clack door mod and a top hat, going with a kit that doesn't come with as much, except, maybe roll in a FormBot kit, and then just replacing what you need, because you're not going to use a lot of it, the tool head stuff, for example, and then picking up the index kit, and then making your own top hat and clicky-clack door, that might be more cost-effective for a lot of people. So this is definitely one of those things that it is nice that there is a lot of options, because it will let people get into this system in more than one way. You can go the completely, I just need to, I'm buying it for work, it's an expense, I don't want to faff around with it, go the Core 1 route, or hey, I'm looking for a fun project over the summer, I'm going to build my own printer and put the index system on it. It is great that there's those options. So that's always good. You could probably get by with the clicky-clack door changer instead of the click. Yeah, as long as you have something to bump out your front door. Because the mounts, at least the current iteration of the Steve mounts, which I think are just based off the stock mounts, it sticks out like 5 millimeters outside the front of the frame or something like that. So you do need something, or, if all you're doing is printing PLA and PETG, you don't need a top hat or a door. Like, if you are buying this system just to print Etsy slop that are landfill prints to go on Etsy and Facebook Marketplace, or that's just the printing you do, because, you just like printing lots of stuff like this, you don't need a top hat or a door. You're fine printing open air, especially if you're doing PLA only. So the system is adaptable, which is good. We like that. Okay. Still looking for a use for my neck extruder. Scuffy, I do believe there is a mod to put the neck extruder on a Voron. I do believe there is a mod to do that. I don't know if you can reuse the PCB. You may have to get a different PCB. But I do believe there is a mod. Because this is one of the downsides. You're wasting a tool head. If you buy a kit, or you are buying the mod, or buying the upgrade to put on the Core 1, you're wasting the tool head. I don't know if Prusa in the future will sell a fully assembled unit, or sell Core 1s minus the tool head, so that you can buy the index system and not waste a tool head. That is something I don't know for sure yet, how those are companies. Like, it would be cool for like LDO to come out with a Trident R2 kit that includes the clicky-clack doors, includes a slightly shorter top hat, because you don't need the full top hat from the Stealth Changer, because you only need like 150 millimeters of clearance instead of 200 like the stock one. The bigger the hat, the more heat you lose, essentially. So you want to lose the smallest hat possible. And then don't include any tool head hardware, because there's no point including a tool head board, a hot end, an extruder, all the stuff for that, because you're not going to use it. So, yeah. Prusa has plans for a Core 1 Plus Index either as a kit or assembled. Yeah. So, fortunately, I'll be swapping. Yeah, that's another good option. If you have a Mark III, you can backport the neck extruder onto it. So that would be a good option as well. Although, I think you may need something different for the PCB. I have a 3.5. I think you need the newer control board as well. So you may need to pick up the newer control board for the 3.5. If you want to just take your neck extruder off of like a Core 1, slap it on a Mark III, you will need to also get the new control board and the box that goes in, I think. Yeah, it's a different love board and carriage. Yeah, I mean, the carriage you can print. Carriage you can print. Okay. Okay. So that is that. Let me just take a quick looky-loo here just to see if the Rocky Mountain RepRapfest photo bucket thing is out yet. Because if it is, we'll look through that after we go through the community stream. Because now it is community print showcase time. Oh, they are. Sweet. Oh, okay. I think he's actually uploading the photos right now. I think Dave Wheeler's uploading the photos right now because he created the account or the folder, but there's no folders yet. So if that does pop up, we'll take a look at that because I want to look through the photos. And then if you're wondering what we're doing tomorrow, stealth changer. Because Lord knows we got to finish that stealth changer before I get my hands on index, because I'm going to lose all drive to finish that stealth changer the moment I get my hands on index. Okay. All the people who can't resell their H or H2D toolheads when they upgrade to H2C. Oof, yeah. That sucks. You can't reuse any of that shit. That is really annoying. Did Luke give you any update? He is manufacturing them. He is doing a lot. Apparently Pika demand is really high. And because when you buy from Luke's lab, you are getting stuff that's made in America. He's manufacturing a lot of it in-house. And it's like, for anyone who's done CNC operations, you don't want to be making multiple stuff at a time. You make like, okay, we are making 3,000 heat sinks for this. And then you change your tooling and your setup. Okay, now we're making 3,000 heat breaks for this. So it's just whatever tube stuff, enough of it gets done, it comes out. Yeah. I have a video with Luke's lab talking about his new printer. That will also be out on the channel at some point. Okay. Okay, let me take a looky-loo here. Okay. Let's take a look at the Look What I've Printed channel on the Discord. Again, you still have a chance to share stuff in here. Again, make sure it's YouTube safe and everything. And self-promotion is okay. So if you design something and you want to show it off, and you know, make sure you link the files and everything so we could see what you've been working on. The whole point of this type of stream is to get people ideas, to get the brain juices flowing, to, you know, dust off your printer that's been collecting dust because you've been printing landfill for the last couple months, and give you cool ideas for projects and things to print. A good example, next Friday, we're building some print kits. I picked up some print kits at the show, so we're going to be building some print kits next week. So that'll be something to do. But if you need more ideas, we're going to do this. And I'm going to sit down because I can on the stream. If you're wondering why we're streaming from the basement, it's because I could sit down here. So there we go. Okay. So how's everyone doing? Let me just do a quick scroll through the chat to see. There is a Prusa 48 Ingress coming that has all the parts needed. Nice. Figure and add extra. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, I think all the hardware is the same. I think you just have to get 4 additional tools, and the tools are $35 each. It's, if I remember correctly, it's $350 for the tool head, and then $35 a tool. Let me actually pull up Montech Index. Let me actually pull up the Montech Index page. I don't know if you can actually buy it right now. Shop. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually put in an order right now, because the Founders Editions are all, yeah, this is an outdated. They got to update all that. That's all out of date. Okay. They are trying to keep the pricing as what they said. When I spoke to them at the event, it was $350 for the tool head, $35 for the tools. That is American price, I believe, and I believe that's before any taxes or duties and shipping and all that. The Prusa prices, also something to take into account, to keep in mind if you're buying it through Prusa for Core 1. You also have to figure out, you have to figure in that you're paying for all of Bondtech's development costs because you're buying the Bondtech index system. So you have to pay whatever the up cost is, and I believe there isn't much, if any, on the Founders Editions, but you do have to factor in that cost. And then also now you have to factor in Prusa's R&D cost. their cost to implement it into the printer, the fabrication of the additional components like the bracing in the front, the PCBs, the firmware development, the testing, the additional spool holders, additional mold for the top hat. So you are also part of the cost is Prusa's development cost. So you have development costs from two different companies for the system and the implementation of the system. Whereas if you're putting it on a Trident, Steve, we don't pay Steve. Steve just kind of does stuff. So Steve's development cost is like beard oil and beef jerky. So yeah. If anything, pricing should go down with production because, you know, on paper, they're going to be more optimized for making it. They're using injection molded parts, cast and machine and metal injection molded hardware in the tool head. So manufacturing costs for the production units should go down. But of course, you also have to take into account, you also have to include profits to make up for losses in development. Because, you know, until you sell anything, you're just spending money. I'm not a business guy. This isn't a business YouTube channel, but you know what I mean, right? I've taken the odd business course. Okay. So, this is all new stuff. Okay, so for display at Murph with 3D Printing Rescue, full spectrum. What is this? Is that Lego? Is Lego gonna sue your butt? Are you printing Lego here? This isn't a bit. No, if you want a business streamer, go watch Atrioc on Twitch. He's my go-to business streamer guy. Okay, they are printing Lego. Has anyone actually ever printed Lego? How good? Okay, you gotta. Ooh, look at that. You gotta get your pressure advanced a little bit tuned better. You're bulging those corners. How? I've never tried. How good is printed Lego? Like, is printed Lego actually viable? I've never actually tried to print Lego. I know there's that one guy building that massive Lego castle, but everything's upscaled. So I don't actually know. The King and Queen from Lewis chess set in yellow PLA. Is this from a thing? Them's I know them grippers. That's Golem's grippers there. I know those grippers anywhere. Boot Lego. Boot Lego. E4T stealth changer docks with magnets. Ooh, clean. Very clean. Is that upside down? So we will be working on this tomorrow. Yeah, this is upside down. You gotta. Can we rotate? How do we rotate? I can't rotate within here. More details. Okay. Very clean. We are working on the stealth changer tomorrow night on stream. So we will be doing that. He has finished. I know. I've watched that, and that is like one of those things I would love to do, but I don't have the room for it, nor do I want to waste that much plastic. It's hard to get the Lego snap. Yeah, I could see doing it for something that you're permanently going to assemble. Like, if you're doing, like, a Lego diorama and you know it's, like, not coming apart, like, you're just building it to build it, and then once it's together, it's going to sit on a shelf. I think that makes a bit more sense, because 3D printed parts, you're not going to have that same repeatable snapping together. Once it's together, it's, like, together. Has anyone done reliability tests? Probably not. The problem is with the stealth changer system, it's going to come a lot to how you build it. Everyone's going to build it ever so slightly different with different tools, different mounts, different tolerancing. I mean, on paper, they should all be pretty damn reliable. Simple as that. My XL, let me, you know, take a looky-loo at my Prusa XL here. Home. It's been a while since I've actually used it, but return. Print statistics. My Prusa XL has done just a hair under 27,000 tool changes. Fail stats. Well, according to this, it has no fails. But I can tell you, in the 27,000 tool changes I've had on my Prusa XL, I've had 5 fails of like docking or undocking, or like the tool head got bumped. And the majority of the fails were related to the print warping and the tool head catching on it. So that is something that can affect any system if you think about it. So yeah, like somebody would have to have a stealth changing system and an index system on the same kind of printer to do a comparison. And as of right now, I don't think anyone has that set up together in-house. I think because Steve has his stealth changer on a Trident, but he also has a stealth changer, but that's on a V2, which is a completely different motion system and a completely different printer. So is it fair to compare them together? I will say the index systems at the show functioned flawlessly as far as I could tell. So the index system at the show, I think the Core 1, the Prusa Core 1 had one of the tools was under extruding, but that was a filament issue. But functionally, all three printers at Rocky Mountain, as far as I'm aware, mechanically functioned fine. Like, no issues, so. I mean, as long as everything's calibrated right, the only time you should see an issue would be like, oh, if your filament was tangled, right? Okay, working on OCD. Oh, yeah. T-nut storage. I got a whole bucket of screws we're going to have to sort at some point from the Trident teardown. Also, you can print these, but you can also buy acro bins. Personally, for stuff like this, keep an eye out for, if you live in an area with a lot of industry or commercial, keep an eye out because stuff like this, like acro bins, when businesses close, they sell that shit off, and sometimes you can get it for like pennies on the dollar. So if you are looking for like storage and stuff like that, keep an eye out for like estate sales or like business closing sales. Or just like acro bins on Amazon just sometimes go cheap. Seabor boom kit. Oh yeah, this is Seabor's kind of switch wire, but not really. I think, is it a switch wire? Yeah, I think it's got belted Z. Yeah, it is a switch wire-esque system. That's pretty cool. Seabor's entire lineup just kind of making Vorons that aren't Vorons right now. They have the SV08. I mean, I got a Soval Zero in front of me on the floor. They're not bad printers. I'm not saying they're bad printers, but it's like, is their entire R&D department just like staring at the Voron GitHub lately? Stock for now. Bed wiggles laterally on the x-axis more than I would like. Bearings aren't great. Yeah. Seabors have always been, like, I've had people ask me about putting index on a Seabor. Oh wait, is this a Seabor? Oh, I'm getting Soval and Seabor mixed up. You are right. Seabor sells kits. That's right. I have a Seabor Trident. I'm getting the two mixed up. Seabor is pretty cool. The thing is, though, you have to understand when you build a Seabor Trident or the boom, you're building Seabor's version of it. So if, you know, my Seabor Trident, I'm not going to be able to upgrade to Trident R2. I can't. I would have to basically throw everything out and start over. So that's something to keep in mind if you go with a off-spec kit build is, you know, you bought a Seabor Trident because it's cool. Now you want to do the Trident R2 upgrade. Well, you can't because it's all different. Yeah, Seabor does make some pretty good... I will say I am pretty happy with my Seabor Trident kit. I had issues with the tool head board, but I don't believe that was a Seabor thing. It was whatever they used for the hardware for the thing. And I have the Luke's Lab tool head on it, and it works pretty dang good right now. So, what is this? Oh, it's a parametric, non-simplistic. So my Govee TV backlight 3 camera was knocked off the TV, and the counterweight hinge broke. Is this, what is this? So it's a mount for a Govee. What is this? Oh, is this one of those systems where you put like it puts lights behind your TV and your TV lights up to like extend, or lights behind to extend it? Okay, that's cool. Everyone should take a basic CAD class to know how to make adapters, brackets, and mounts, because like you break so much cheap injection molded plastic stuff over the years. Being able to whip up replacements is really nice ability to do on a 3D printer. And unfortunately, most people kind of forget that fact. They buy a printer and then they go like, I'm going to print a replacement knob for my dryer. But then they can't actually find the file for it because nobody's made one and they don't know how to CAD. So they're like, shit. What is this? Needed a much better mount for my Unify surge protector. So Okay. Oh, I see. Ah, so you printed a mount. Hopefully in something like a PET G. It's shiny. This looks like a PET G. So that mounts to the wall, and then you clip on your Unify system. Ah, very clever. I mute all videos. If you share a video, just be aware it will be muted because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Last time we did this, somebody printed a Fallout style radio that played some Fallout music, and I got DMCA'd. So I had to like mute the section of the video for audio because I'm not letting, you know, Warner Brothers collect my music money or collect my AdSense. That's cool. Just be careful, heads up. Always be aware, anytime you're printing something for electrical or food or anything like that, make sure you follow all safety precautions and only do it if you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, get somebody who does. Or do it yourself and say you got somebody who did. I just don't want to know you're doing sketchy shit. Also, heads up, GamerSup sent me a bunch of new flavors. We're drinking the BBL right now, which is blueberry lemon. It's really good. They also hooked me up with the melatonin ones. Oh my god, I did that last night. It knocked me on my ass. They have melatonin GamerSups for, you know, you have the energy, the non-energy, and now they have melatonin ones to make you eepy. They're called AFK. It knocks you on your ass. You go to sleep real good after that. So, yeah. Follow up on the birdhouse. It's a 3D printed birdhouse. Yay! Happy birds. That's cool. I need to print one of those bee traps. I have carpenter bees living in my deck, and I have to print one of the bee traps for them. If anyone knows, I know there's a couple on printables, but if anyone has any actual experience with a bee trap, like for carpenter bees, can you share the link to it in the Discord? Because I got to print one, because I have like a half dozen carpenter bees living in my deck that I got to get rid of now. Because they all hang out around my barbecue. So as I'm barbecuing, they leave me alone. They don't bug me. I'm just worried about one of them flying into the house when I open the door. Plus they are kind of chewing through my deck, which I don't kind of like. This thing into an MMU is crazy. Oh, is this one? Oh yeah, this thing. Didn't, who was it? Who was it? It was, Teaching Tech? Didn't Teaching Tech do a video on this system before? You basically use like a white or a semi-transparent filament, and then you use Sharpies to paint it. And that allows you to color the filament to do multicolor. It's not the most accurate system in the world. It's not the most reliable. It's not the most consistent because, you know, the markers can dry out at any point kind of thing. But it is something you can play around with. And I have seen this before. So that's pretty cool. I think this is more of a manual setup because I'm not seeing anything to actuate it. You could do it with like little servos. You have a Seaboard 2.4 kit sitting on the box. There you go. Build it. It's Optimus Prime. It's Optimus Prime. Evil Optimus Prime. Is this the Toy Maker kit? I think this is a Toy Maker file set. These are really cool. Somebody had a 7-something foot Gundam RX-78 at the show. It was taller than mine, and it weighed like an extra 50 pounds on mine. You know, it's only like 2 feet taller. Square cube law is a bitch. But they use the Toy Maker files, which is pretty cool. TG Tech is retired from YouTube. Yep. The doing this kind of thing on YouTube is niche. To begin with, doing 3D printing content is niche to begin with. This is a relatively niche hobby, and the industry is moving more towards commercialized printers. So people aren't modding and building printers like they used to. I'm actually hoping to see a bit of a resurgence with this, with the Index system, because it's the most cost optimized way to get into Index is to DIY it, put it on a kit that you built yourself, or mod a printer. So I'm kind of hoping to see that kind of resurgence. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, I could always pivot into doing drama videos regarding all the US laws, but people don't like when I do US stuff on here. So if in case you haven't noticed, I've barely touched the US stuff. The stuff with like the US laws in certain states. Joel has done a great video on it. David went out and did a speech along with like some of the guys on the Voron team were there too. Steve went there in California. They did a whole thing. I actually have, oh, it's upstairs. I actually have David, who's Joel's producer, if you don't know. He gave me all his, the docs that he like read. So like I have all his paperwork from that. And I read it on the plane on the way home. Shit's effed. It's the most stupid law I've ever seen. And I hopefully... It infringes on so many First Amendment rights and everything. Like, it's straight up like, how the hell are you ever going to enforce this realistically? Like, the moment you actually think about it, it's unenforceable. And the way you want to enforce it is not practical, because there's no way any printer on the market has enough processing power to run some sort of model detection software that could differentiate between, you know, what is this? Is this a suppressor or is this a spaceship? I don't know. It's got baffles in it. Who knows? Like, it's such a, you know, oh, is this a gun barrel? Oh, no, it's a mic stand. Oh, is it a suppressor? I don't freaking know. How the hell is an LLM running on something weaker than a Raspberry Pi supposed to know that? Let alone connecting it to a server system. Because, you know, not everyone, you know, I don't want to put my printers on the internet. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But yeah, so I haven't talked on that because people really don't like, Americans really don't like when non-Americans comment on their laws. YouTube takes my taxes and gives it to Uncle Sam. So technically I do pay American taxes, and the whole representation without taxation does directly imply me. I am that person. So I'm allowed to bitch about it. But people don't like what I do, so I don't. So, unless it's an After Dark portion on the stream and I've had a drink. They want to check in the cloud. Yeah, they want to check in the cloud so they can steal all your data and resell it to AI generating software companies. I guarantee you, any company that signs up with this, for one, don't support any company that supports this legislation. Straight up the bat. Don't support any company that supports this legislation. That's what you can do. Speak to your representatives. That's something you can do. Try to avoid using terms like gun, because you don't want to be lumped in with all the gun nuts. This is coming from somebody who owns several pew-pews. And used to do pew-pew competitively. Try not to get striked on YouTube right now by the AI system. But try to avoid, like, motion it around, like, make it around freedom of speech and also education. Because this is affecting education a lot. But it's completely impractical. Plus, I guarantee you, any company that comes out with the database that you have to connect your printer to so that they can verify your models are not pew-pews, I guarantee you they're going to be scraping all the data they can off that shit. Right? There's already printer companies that scrape your data when you use their cloud systems. Third-party companies are totally going to do it to train models and sell your data. So don't trust them. Or build a printer, keep it offline, don't tell anyone about it. I didn't buy a 3D printer. I bought a motion system. And then I built a printer. I didn't buy a printer. I bought a motion system and put a hot end on it. Okay, Death Racer. Protopasta. Ooh, is this UV? That's UV. Listen to the Cali politicians. Are you ready? They're politicians. That's cool. They see me rolling. I gotta rebuild another Death Racer. I haven't built one in a while. Yeah. I've heard a couple companies that you may know support this legislation. I don't have any direct proof, so I'm not gonna like name drop anyone. But I have heard some companies that do support this legislation are like resellers in the US. You will probably see some companies that are American companies support this because they can wrap it around, you know, preventing Chinese, basically preventing competition. Using this as a way to prevent competition because it's almost impossible to compete on a numbers basis with Chinese companies. So you have to compete in other ways. But yeah, it's, you know, up here in Canada, this shit don't affect me. It's like how I don't have to put, you know, for people who fly FPV quadcopters in the States, they have to put the tracking thing on it, whatever it's called, the GPS tracker. I don't have to do that up here. It's kind of nice. It's a Mario. It's a dragon. Oh, that's a really nice dragon. That came out good. I don't want to know, is this a multicolor print? I think, yeah, this was a multicolor print. It wasn't multiple parts glued together. Getting support off this would probably be a bitch. I want to see that with the support on it. Oh, that's really clean. Silk filaments and dragons like this. Asian style dragons, like Shenron here, and silk filaments just go together so well. I have one on in my living room. I printed a couple of years ago. It's in my living room because I actually like the model that much. That's really cool. That's a really good job. Good job, Dominic. I don't think we have as many entries this month because I forgot to promote it as much. So this is why we talked about the index system and why I'm hoping the Smurf stuff is available. The Sassy Dragon. I kind of want to print like a big one in like gold and put it like as a coffee table thing. Or, you know, print some lions to put at the end of my driveway. Prusa wire. So... yeah, oh, this was at Rocky Mountain because they have the index hat. It's a comfy hat, by the way. Then I doubt it would stand in the EU. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like EU has a bunch of privacy laws in place that prevent companies from taking your data and sharing it. So it'd be very interesting. I mean, what'll happen is companies will just not sell in locations where they do that, or they'll do the whole, we're not selling a 3D printer, we're selling a motion system. So you buy your printer that's just a motion system, and then the tool head is a separate thing that you buy, and then when you get home, you install it and plug it in. And now it's a 3D printer, but you didn't buy a 3D printer, you built it. Talk to anyone who, like, you can't mention guns when it comes to this, because then you get lumped in with the gun nuts, and you don't want that, because it's bad PR for a lot of people. But, like, talk to the gun nut people, the gun boys, the gun fans, the pew-pew connoisseurs, because they know all the tricks to get around stupid legislation, because they've been dealing it for years. We'll have regional locks. Yep. It's the reason you can't buy a bamboo in China and bring it to North America. Bamboo region locks their printers. They do that because the printers are actually cheaper in China, because they don't have a shipping cost tied into it. So when you buy a bamboo printer in North America, you have to pay, you know, shipping to get it delivered to you, but there's also a shipping cost built into it for getting it across the ocean. If you buy it in China, and if you were to be able to buy a bamboo in China and ship it directly to North America, you would actually get it cheaper than you could buy here. And to prevent people from just going to China, buying a bunch of bamboos, putting them in a sea can and shipping them across and basically undercutting their official resellers, they put a geofence on it. So you can't update them or anything. You can't connect them to the network to activate them or any of that stuff. Multicolor flexi prints. All the multicolor flexi prints. This is on a stealth changer. Nice. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them digits. Sure, around and get the run. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it because I don't deal with bamboos. Very nice. Turtle. I like turtles. Canuck. Oh, is GamerSubs doing free shipping right now? Is GamerSubs doing free shipping right now? GamerSubs. They might be doing a free shipping thing right now. Yeah. If you want to buy some GamerSubs until the end of today, well, until 2 p.m. Eastern. Shit. Okay. Oh, no, it starts today. It started today. It started 11 minutes ago. Thank you, YouTube, or thank you, GamerSubs rep, for reminding me. That person isn't a GamerSubs rep in chat. Unless, John, do you work for GamerSubs? If you buy GamerSubs right now, you get free shipping. Use code Canuck. There you go. Up to $75 in shipping. There you go. There you go. Buy some GamerSubs. It's good stuff. They have a melatonin one, too, if you want something to help you sleep. And have some wicked dreams. I get wicked. I don't get nightmares with melatonin, but I do remember my dreams more, and they are trippy. You mentioned it went up. I spoke about it at the beginning of the stream, but the if you want to know the cost of the Prusa Index. The 8 tool, I think it went from like 500 to 750, and it went from 750 to 1,000 roughly. That's because it is more involved. They needed, like, they added this crossbar, this it includes the top hat, includes the spool holders, it includes this metal front brace, it includes a PCB for offsetting. It is a more involved upgrade than originally shown off, so there's more stuff to it, so that can cause the price to go up. Plus, thanks to current events in a certain region, because of somebody, pricing has gone up everywhere. It is what it is. If you know, you know. This was printed on a Voron 2.4 using Overture PETG and swapping colors. Every feather is individually printed and they are designed to have 3 layers of color. Bottom, middle, and top. Varying the top space between the infill allows the colors underneath to show through. At angles, for example, is also a top feather appears as orange, but it's because it's red printed on top of gold. I despise printing anything in silk PLA, but the way this model is designed to achieve the same effect. So using things like PETG is so much better for layer adhesion and shiny effects. This is true. Silk filament is weak. Silk is weak filament. So be careful printing thin things or anything that may take some abuse with silk filament, because layer adhesion is kind of crap with silk filament. Because it's basically PLA mixed with a little TPU to make it shiny. So you get layer adhesion ain't great. Ask Joel. He built a Death Racer in silk PLA and it failed horribly. So, ooh, damn. That is a pretty model. I'm loving. Oh, dude, the way the wings change color as the light hits it differently. So was this manual filament changes? I think this was manual. Like, I think this was changed on layer. This is multiple parts. This is not a single print. This is multiple parts. Oh, that is nice. What model is this? Who are you? Cyborg CNC files. It's a Maker World. Ew, Maker World. The fact that we have Kickstarters for 3D models blows me away now. The fact that people kickstart 3D models just blows me away that this is a thing nowadays. I mean, yes, this is a model that does deserve to be paid for. This is definitely a paid model and commercial if you want to sell it. Like, this is I got nothing wrong with this system. Selling your models and selling licensing so that you can sell the models that you print. I'm okay with that. I have nothing against this at all. But kickstarting models is just like, we know this guy made $69,000. Nice. What is Bamboo's cut? How much did Bamboo make off this guy by facilitating this system? Does Bamboo take a cut of this? I hope not. And if they do, I hope it's very reasonable. But what is Bamboo's cut of this? The fact that you can kickstart models is I find kind of weird. Because you have to have the model kind of done to show it off. Like, if I were to come out tomorrow and be like, hey guys, I'm going to have a model of a fully working Gundam or something, especially with anything licensed. Like, hey, I'm going to have a fully modeled robot that walks around. Give me money, I will totally design it. So you have to have the model kind of done to show it off, or at least most of it done to show it off. And then what's the Kickstarter for? Because the point of Kickstarting is to raise money to fund development of stuff that, you know, small teams wouldn't be able to. Because, like, you know, big company has money to give to teams to develop thing that they then sell for profit. But when you are just person in basement with idea, you need that initial investment. But when you're a model designer, like, it's time. You're paying for time. You're paying for their time to develop the model. So you... I don't know. I'm not a model designer. I'm sure, like, it just seems weird to kickstart models. Made a whole system. The dual filament. Yeah, no, it's fine. I just want to know what Bamboo's cut of that is. I just want to know how much Bamboo's shaving off the top of creators for that. Also, is it a licensing thing now where that model can only ever be sold on Maker World? That's another thing too. Because personally, I don't use Maker World at all. Any system where I have to sign up to download models I refuse to use. So it's a mini Winnebago. Oh, these are cute. Oh, these are birdhouses. Oh, that's cute. Okay, that's a birdhouse. Okay, I was wondering. I'm like, is that a phone holder? What is that? That one's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool birdhouse. Prusa has their own variation of the index, but like not like hugely variant, but they do have their own pipeline for index for. Put it this way, there's a reason all the trade show demo ones and like Steve's had not 0.4 nozzles. From my understanding, Prusa pretty much gobbled up their allotment of 0.4 nozzles that they had on hand. So there's a reason Steve's Trident had 0.5s, which actually I do want to run 0.5s on mine. So is it index technically exclusive to Prusa? No, not at all. Not at all. The Prusa implementation might be out first because it just depends on like when. I mean, did Prusa have a release date for the index system? They're doing pre-orders now, but they actually announced when it's going to start shipping. It's like June, right? Was it June? I can't remember. Let me pull it up again. Prusa. When's this shipping? Shipping starts in June. Yeah, so this is around the timetable where Index will be shipping as well, roughly. If you want to know more, I actually speak with Olaf from Bondtech in tomorrow's video on the channel. If you want to see it early, if you're a channel member, Patreon supporter, or you become one, tomorrow's video is actually up already for supporters of the channel. So if you want to see that video early and get some early info, there you go. 8 HDD NAS. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, hey. Hey, who is this? Who is this? Hey, Sweet Acid. Guess what? Nice rack. Nice rack. Nice and clean. I want to get a rack, but I have no idea what to do with it. I have a desktop computer under the stairs running Unraid. I kind of want to get a rack, but I have no need for a rack. Polymaker dark purple ABS printed on a 350 stealth changer. It's a rack with bolt-ons. I see what you did there. That's a nice dragon. I mean, you kind of don't need support. The only place that needs support is like under the chin if you scale it up. But I mean, like, it's a tool changer. It doesn't really cost you that much to add a little bit of support. Is the software for Index yet? I mean, it's running Clipper. It's macros. So, yes, I guess. The board uses a ARM processor, like not an ARM. It uses like your generic SAMD something 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 for the mother or the tool head board, and then that's it. So it's just a tool head board is the only thing that needs thing, and it's already supported in Clipper. So yes, the firmware, like the software already is kind of out there. For slicers, you just tell it it's a tool changer and off it goes. More Gridfinity with stacking. That's nice. What is this? An idler and anti-pivot thing for a tiny shell strips earlier, two-wheel drive simplified idler. Sheet metal version lacks anti-pivot notch, and Prusa one has. Oh, so this is a front idler for like a V2 or something, much more compact than the stock one. And then you have a little 3D printed thing to prevent it from tilting over. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. That's clever. Very clever. Pivot. Sugar Mama Unlimited Funds High Attraction Caramel. What is this? NFC maker chip in this end. Oh, so you put your NFC maker chip in here and you can tap people's phone and it will give them your deets. Oh, I thought this was some sort of kink thing. Net weight 69 grams. Nice. Pen holder. That pen holder is the bomb. That pen holder is the bomb. Loot Lab, Moon Wand, and Polymaker, Panachroma, Matte, and Celeste colors given to the girl who cosplays as Sailor Moon. Is this Sailor Moon? This isn't Sailor Moon. This is this is K-pop Demon Hunters, isn't it? This isn't Sailor Moon. There was somebody cosplaying as Sailor Moon at the event. But this is K-pop, right? This is K-pop Demon Hunters, right? Because that is Sailor Moon. That is Moon Princess Power coded AF. That's K-pop Demon Hunter. That's it. Somebody in chat verify. She just posted. Okay, she just posted. Yeah. Yeah. My sister freaking loved Sailor Moon as a kid. Like in the 90s when Sailor Moon was popular. Like I've watched many Sailor Moon episodes just by being in the same room. But my sister loved Sailor Moon back in the day. I think my mom took her to like a stage show for Sailor Moon. It was weird. like a thing at the local, like they had like live action people doing Sailor Moon stuff. It was kind of weird. This was the 90s. Anime was weird at the time. Continuing from last month, working on the Sicko box underneath the XL. At the electronics stage, you need to extend wires and electronic cables. Little experience with that, so it's slow but coming along. So we have this little box there. We got some adapters. Is this a filament dryer system? I'm assuming it's a dryer system because that's an SSR. The Sicko box. What is the Sicko box? Is printables down for anyone else? Oh, printables is up for me. It's kind of down though. I mean, the website did, they did get hugged of death this morning, and I'm assuming most of the Prusa stuff is on the same server. So I'm assuming Printables runs on the same servers as Prusa3D.com store. So I'm assuming because of the hug of death with the index launch today, it probably was hug of death. So what is this? This is a dry box for 5 filaments that keeps spools clean and dry, easily front accessible with optional active Sunlu mod. Oh, okay, that's cool. That is cool. That is really cool. The fact that it can fit the bigger spools is nice. Because that is something that is a little annoying with a lot of these systems, is if you feed with the larger spools, having support for it is kind of annoying. And it is kind of cool to see systems use like off-the-shelf dryers just retrofitted to work in different size boxes. So that's always cool. That's cool. That is cool. The Sicko box. Desktop power supply design that uses laptop style power bricks. Very handy. I have something similar. I have a 24 volt power supply that I just put a bunch of XT30 adapters on it. So I can plug in like fans or my soldering iron or anything. It's just, or my charger for my lipos, because that runs on 24 volts. So I just have a front plate that does all those, and it's all, everything is 24 volts. So it would be kind of cool to put a little step down buck in it, so I could do 12 or 5 volts, but it's simple as 24 volts. Actually, I have to remake it because it's an old print and it's kind of falling apart. We're talking like 6-7 year old print. That's not good. Car people will tell you that this is patina and this is a look. This is an aesthetic. So what do you got? You got a printed jig there. Is this a jig or is this, what is this? Okay. Repaired my Chevrolet Astro with polycarbonate carbon fiber piece I made in my Voron. Use a 3D scanner to make the design process. So is this holding up the bumper? So this is the bumper, or part of the frame. And I'm assuming it was supposed to mount to here, but the thing it mounted to no longer exists. So this is like probably a PLA prototype of it. And then that's carbon fiber. I mean, it's an Astro van, so... I mean, as long... I mean, it makes sense. Like, if it just needs to hold this in position, like, it's all going to get destroyed in an accident. But, like, if it just needs to hold this in position to keep stuff aligned. I mean, as long as... I'm not a car guy. I would love to be a car guy. I think everyone has the desire to start a car YouTube channel at some point in their life. And I've gone through that period several times. So it would be kind of fun to start up a 3D printing modding car channel. I don't have the room for it though. I did see a $7,000 MG midget for sale that's close to me that I kind of want to buy because it would be really fun to get an MG midget and do a shit ton of cool fun stuff to it. But I don't have the room for that. Talk to Alan. I know. It's the zip tie tuning folks. It's the folks from Zip Tie Tuning. They are giving me old school Mighty Car Mods vibes, and I am loving it. So they're scratching the itch good enough for me right now. That's, if you're wondering why I was almost a little late to stream today, I was watching today's Zip Tie Tuning video. But yeah, as long as this is safe, cool. Just be safe. There was a super clean here. I'll show you the one I was looking at. I will show you the one I was looking at. I mean, it's probably got some issues. That's probably why it's $3,000 or $7,000. Where is it? Yeah, this guy. Yeah, 75 MG midget, $7,000 Canadian. Like, I'm assuming this paint job isn't original. Those are definitely not the original rims. It probably leaks. That's why it's stored inside. But it would be fun to get my hands on this and like replace it with like Ford had that 1-liter 3-cylinder turbo engine, or do an EV conversion, and then also like set it up with like do a 3D printed dashboard and all kinds of 3D printed accessories and shit, and like just kind of resto mod it and just use it as an example. But yeah, that would be fun. Also, I do, say what you will about Linus Media Groups and like their type of content, and I totally know it's not for everyone, but the fact that Linus can clap back with this when people announce they're quitting the channel or unsubbing or whatever because they bought an airplane, and because they own an airplane, he can now pull this off. You have to give him credit for that. Like, you have to give him credit for this clapback. Say what you will. That's a good one. That is a good one. Say what you will. But yeah, okay, let's go back to where we were. Where were we? What I printed. Oh no, I effed up. I forgot I can't leave the channel as I'm scrolling through it because it defaults back to the bottom. So now I gotta find where I was at. Where was I at? Oh man, I gotta scroll up now. Jump to present. Okay, now I gotta find where I was at. Where was I at? That's annoying. Where was I? Oh my god, everyone added stuff at the last minute. That's why. Okay. Put it this way. I had a chat with somebody at Rocky Mountain. If any other company gets to the point where they buy a private jet, nobody gives a shit. Right? It's because it's a YouTube channel and social media, everything's held to completely different standards. Like if I was, random company with a couple hundred employees buys private jet is not news at all. It's not. But because it's a YouTube channel, it's drama. And it's like, oh, well, they make so much money and they pay their employees this. It's like, the employees know what they're getting paid. It's, yes, you're a face on a YouTube channel and you can always go like, oh, if I were to, spin off and start my own YouTube channel, I would have much, I could keep the money. But also you would have to accept the risk of spinning off and starting your own YouTube channel. I used to be an insurance broker. Yeah, I could start my own insurance brokerage and make as much money as the people who own the company I worked for at the time, who got a new Ferrari every year, and when they sold the company, they walked away with a couple $100 million. I could have started my own insurance brokerage and climbed the ladder and been successful and done that. But instead I was a guy making $15 an hour on the floor. But nobody says anything about that. But if a YouTube channel, if a YouTube channel does it, it's drama. It's just another business. Yep. It's just another business. Plus, everything, you have to understand, everything in a video is played up for the video. Like, if you've met me in person, I'm not exactly the same person in person as I am on a live stream. Everyone puts on a show when they're on the camera. It is what it is. I don't even speak English in my day-to-day life. I'm totally messing with you. Okay, where are we at? Where are we at? We had this thing. Okay. Maker chips. Maker chips. Only 1%. Yep, it is funny. When I get a video with a bunch of hateful comments on it, I look and it's still, the video still has like 98% upvotes to downvotes. So it's always a loud vocal minority. I'm actually a bot. We're all bots. The entire internet is bots now. Look at all that popcorn. Now I'm hungry. What do I want for dinner today? Oh man, do I gotta cook something? I'm doing ziti this weekend. Oh, that's cool. So what on this is printed? I'm assuming the shell is like, that's it. Okay, so I'm assuming the body is printed. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, my Mini ZV3 custom version of the scale. Okay, cheaper to buy the original model on AliExpress, but it's much more satisfying to design and print your own. Okay, so it's off-the-shelf parts and a 3D printed chassis. Okay, oh, that's cool. It's a race to the bottoms. Funny joke. So this is cool. So it's basically like a motion platform, a drivetrain platform, and then you just stick a body on it. Oh, that's cool. I would play the Tokyo Drift music right now, but I don't want to get copyright struck. So everyone hum the Tokyo Drift music right now. Don't hum it out loud. I don't want to get copyright struck, but just hum it in your head and watch this video. Okay, you good? Okay. Lightsaber. Very nice. Very nice. Just finished my Stealth Changer build. First foray into multi-material, multicolor printing. Very nice. Very clean setup. Very clean. So you can kind of see why I didn't go with the top hat on mine. Very clean setup. Very clean. Minion. We are going to be working on the Stealth Changer tomorrow. If you are wondering, we are working on the Stealth Changer tomorrow. If all goes well, we should be getting it to the point where we can actually start doing firmware shenanigans. Very clean setup. Very clean setup. Yeah, like the colors. It's a nice setup. It is a nice setup. R2-D2 rocket leg system. Oh! Oh yeah, you're building a half-scale R2. I gotta get back to working on mine. I haven't touched mine in a while. I gotta get sanding. The weather is getting nice, so I don't mind sanding outside right now. Been busy at work. Printed one. Death Racer shells by Offset. Oh, nice. Very nice. So you store your Death Racers. Very clean. How is the no hot top hat? Basically, I got to measure the frame on my 250 V2, and we're basically going to have as much print volume as a 250 V2 on a 400 thing. Because if I remember correctly, the top hat is like an extra 200 millimeters on top of the top Z. So I just have to figure out how much extra room the top hat would give a normal build and just set myself up like that. So I just got to do some measuring. Piled 3D, new updates on the Piled 3D software. We need to play around with this on stream at some point. Maybe we'll make this the member stream. I got to do a member stream next week because we have... I owe you guys a member stream for this month. Normally I do it the second last week of the month, but with Rocky Mountain and whatnot, I'm going to do it next week. So I owe you guys a member stream. We might play around with this on the member stream. But this is it's Steam CAD software. It's like simplified CAD software for those looking to get into 3D modeling that don't want to deal with a full CAD package. I've talked to Pilot about this. It's a pretty cool system. It definitely is in development, so stuff is being added to it constantly. But it is something that I'm hoping to see, like, more kind of stuff like this, because this is the biggest detriment to our hobby right now, is so many people are getting to 3D printing without actually needing to get into 3D printing because they bought a printer because they saw a TikTok or a short, or they just kind of got that random idea in their head. I'm going to buy a 3D printer without actually having a need to do it. So now they need to figure out how to justify their purchase after printing all the landfill prints that were popular. And it's like, shit, what do I do now? I got to learn how to CAD if I want to take more advantage of this. The problem is most people don't want to sit there and watch a 20-hour YouTube tutorial video on how to use CAD. So stuff like this and stuff like Slicer is getting better at having like built-in model generating capabilities for basic use case stuff is pretty cool to see. So our AMS is now toast. Now the tool changer is a thing. Personally, except for the cost factor, the fact that you can basically take any printer on the market, if the tool has a cutter on it, you can add an MMS system to give it multi-material system. But I'm a firm kind of, you know, let me pull up the meme I made yesterday. Where did I put the meme? Where did I put the meme? I made a meme. I made a meme and I shared it in the Voron Discord. So let me pull it out of the Voron Discord because I can't leak all the cool Voron stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. So using a multi-material system to print multicolor prints, using an MMS system because you're lazy and you don't want to go out to the garage to change the filament loaded. So you just keep your commonly used filaments loaded in the MMS system. And spool rollover. That's the other big system. MMS systems are kind of like, yeah, you can do multicolor on them, but it's a real big time penalty and a waste. And it was popular. It's popular because it's the cheapest way to do it. But the moment you do it a couple times, you realize, holy shit, I am wasting a lot of time, putting a lot of hours on my print. Your printer is going to wear out prematurely if you do multi-material systems, because you have to do all those extra moves to load and unload the filament. So your extruders are going to see more wear, your motors are going to see more wear, your MMS system's got to load and unload the filament constantly. You are putting a lot more wear on your printer with an MMS system and the MMS system itself than a tool changer. I mean, technically, okay, you do have the extra moves in a tool changer. So it's most of the motors in the MMS system you're wearing out, constantly loading and unloading. But still, it is a lot of extra steps. And then the moment you use a real tool changer, you go, holy shit, why was I dealing with that? MMS systems are great for filament storage, for filament organizing, for filament rollover, or just keeping a bunch of filaments loaded. That's what I've been using the VVD for. You want to know what I've been using the VVD for? I just have red, green, blue, yellow, black, whatever loaded in the printer. And if I want to print something, I don't have to go out to the garage to change the color. That's what I use the MMS system for. And filament rollover. Doing multicolor prints, now that you can buy a tool changer for under $1,000, if you're serious about multicolor prints, you should not be buying an MMS system. MMS systems have their place. They are still great systems. They are just horrible for multicolor efficiency. So that's my little meme I made. Yeah, like I have an XL right in front of me right here. It dances around anything with an MMS system. Like, don't get me wrong, they won't go away because it's the cheapest way to do multicolor. You get a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini and throw an MMS system on it, bing, bang, boom, you're done, right? So you can't do tool changers that cheap. But the problem with tool changers is they get expensive. Now we got cheap tool changers from China becoming a thing, but it's still a more complex, expensive setup than a traditional printer with an MMS system. 2 hitbox controllers. They are running on Raspberry Pi Picos, 5 buttons, keyboard switches, and filament. That reminded me of the Transformers. Oh, nice! So I'm assuming this is like for fighting games. Very clean setup. So you got your Pi Pico there. You got your ribbon cables. Everything's all wired up. That is a very clean setup. And doing some fighting game stuff. Yeah, fighting games. That's cool. That is cool. I do have to build one of these, something similar for the retro Steam Deck. I got to finish at some point. I had a question by Zed is loud on a 2.4 kit. I suspect the 0.9 motors. Ooh, 0.9s on Zed is not a good idea. I run 1.8s on my Zeds. Also, you could play around with stealth chop and stuff like that to quiet them down. Prototype of a 210 PET Saval lens. The barrel, lens, cell containers, and waterhouse tops are all printed in ABS. The mounting color is PCTG. The optics are 2 sets. So this is, you printed a lens. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And that's your shutter, by the way. So you pull that out, which exposes light onto the film, and then you put that down. So this is a multi-second camera, I believe. Like, it takes a while for the exposure. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, you got to play around with run current too, and turn off hold. You don't want to be changing your voltage on step when you're printing. Clock I designed myself for the Kumiko design that I imported in CAD, printed in PETG. It's a DIY clock. Ooh, that's cool. It'd be cool to do something like this with glow in the dark. Do glow in the dark colors with like a little pattern like that. That would be pretty cool. It's the aperture control. Is that the aperture control? Would it be like a different size hole in the middle? Is that how that works? The shutter is the lens cap. Oh, you're right. You're right. The shutter is the lens cap on the system. So I'm assuming this is like different size holes for how much light you're letting through, right? I have approximate knowledge on how systems work. And because I'm a YouTuber, I speak with authority, regardless if I'm right or wrong. Until chat tells me I'm wrong. I modified the rugged box on printables to suit my needs. Designed an Air TPU liner to hold the Insta360 X5 selfie stick. Charging box, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Ooh, that's cool. That's a clean box. If I had the XL when I bought it, I would have printed a case for my Osmo Pocket 3. But because I didn't have the XL at the time, I just bought a case. And because I already have the case, I have no need to print a case. But that's a clean setup. That's a clean setup. Very nice. And it's bright orange, so you're not going to lose it. And you can personalize it with like your name and whatnot. What is this? Printed a fun... Oh, it's a stand. I'm like, you printed these minifigs? Damn. Okay, it's a stand for them. That's cool. That's cool. All the minifigs. I mean, if you... Yeah, this... Oh, they got little stubs there to click into. That's a pretty cool way of keeping them organized. What's with the stretcher? I'm assuming there's a medic one somewhere. That's cool. Finally got my custom Voron 2.4 up and running. Belt is working, but quite a pain in the ass. That is a tall boy on a... Is this a vertigo bed? Or is that a belt bed? Yeah, that's just a belt bed. So that's an auto-ejecting bed with a stealth changing system. Oh, that's right. You were built. We saw this last month, I think. You were building this in like an old server rack or something. That's right. That's right. This is really cool. This is really cool. You got it printing, so that's good. And yeah, you are printing on a belt, which is always a problem. It's all... The belt material has been a problem for a long time. Old Delta, that's right. I remember it was a reused frame from something. That's cool. That is a clean setup. I will admit, that is a clean setup. That is a very clean setup. So that's clean. And then it auto ejects. Don't tell, nobody tell Stratasys. Nobody tell Stratasys. Bloop. Very nice. I mean, if you DIY it, you don't have to worry about patents. So when you go to sell it. Started printing a game body BD1 droid. Very nice. Somebody had walking robots at thing, and they posted, and I asked everyone during the stream to post a link to the GitHub, and I got to find where it was, because I don't remember what channel they posted it in. But somebody had walking 2-foot BD droids at Smurf, or at Rocky Mountain. It was pretty cool. 1/8 scale F1 RC. Is this an open RC builds one? Very clean. What is this? PCTG? PETG CF. Hey, Steve. Very clean. Very clean. Coca Press 2.0. I still got to upgrade my Coca Press to 2.0. Mine's still 2.1, or the original. I have the stuff to upgrade. I just haven't got around to printing the parts and then doing the build. It's on the list. We got a bunch of stuff we got to finish. But we will be upgrading the Coca Press. Language, little guy. Although I will admit, considering this is chocolate, that came out really good. Blu-ray DVD ripping station. Neat. Top, middle, bottom. So you put your drives in there. Controllers. Very cool. How big is your Plex server? Le Dom. How big is your Plex server? It's a plane, 3D printed plane. That is cool. A few terabytes. Okay. Because if you're ripping the raw BDs, they're gonna be quite large. Pandas and bamboo. Printed on a U1. You know, bamboos go on bamboo. Oh, he's got the little noodles. That's cute. That's cute. I'm assuming this is like a set thing. Are these keychains? They're keychains, I think. Yeah, they're keychains. That's cute. Oh yeah, they got the little hole in the head for the keychain. That's cute. This is something, if you were to set up a store near, like, I don't know, you could probably sell these. That's cool. And it's jellyfin. The reason I use Plex is I bought a lifetime Plex subscription, like, I don't know, 8 years ago for like 25 or 50 bucks, whatever. I bought, when you could buy the lifetime Plex, they had a big sale on it. I bought it, so I have it. And for honestly my use case, it's plenty good. So I'm not gonna switch systems over. Photos are done. Sweet. So we'll go through the photos after this, because it is 3:50, and I think we're almost done going through this. Rook Mark II. Very clean. Very clean Rook. Plex got fishy. I know, they've done a couple things to be a little bit more profit focused, it seems, and they've changed some of their things. But the thing is, like, I'll be honest, I use Plex just to watch stuff on the TV in the living room. I just use it to keep track of all my movies. Instead of digging through folders to find movies and shows, I just use Plex to just stream them to my PC that are already on my home network, or the TV in the living room. Like, I don't really watch... If I'm watching it remotely, I download it to a device. Like I have a travel hard drive, like a little small travel SSD that I use for video backups, but I also have my movies on there that I travel with. Because if I'm traveling and watching movies on the go, I'm going to assume I don't have an internet connection. Because if I have an internet connection, I'm just going to watch YouTube. So I don't really use my Plex for off-home network streaming. I know you can, and I've done it. I just don't really use it for that. So for like, literally, I just open Plex on the web browser and just watch stuff on my home network. Plus, Plex is supported by more devices too. Like I have the TV in the living room. I don't know if you can do Jellyfin, but the TV in the living room is an Amazon Fire TV. And so that has Plex on it, so I can just stream stuff to that. Design and printed my own deck box. Very nice. Very nice. Very clean. I am not a magic person, but I do know people who are, and I'm sure they appreciate this kind of stuff. But that is really cool. From the cat. I have never casted from a phone to a device ever. I have never like pulled out my phone and casted something to a TV. I just use the native apps on devices. So if it's like I want to watch a movie trailer on my TV, I will just pull up YouTube on my TV and watch it. I mean, it helps that most of the TVs in my house have a computer attached to them, like a thin client or something. Got my Snapmaker U1 from printing multicolor. Very nice. Notice how there's not a shit ton of waste and poop around this machine. Is that like a graham cracker flexi thing? Or is this s'mores? This is s'mores. It's a s'mores dragon. Or thing. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I think that's about it. That is it. So we will check on this channel one more time right before the end of stream if you have anything you want to share still. But I think that's about it for that. So that's really cool. So again, the last Friday of every month, we do a stream where we go through that channel. We look at stuff people have been working on. It's a good chance to promote your wares. If you're working on a project, you want to try and get some exposure with it. You can share it in there. I have no rules against self-promotion on there, as long as whatever you're sharing is something other people can do, and it's, you know, thematically okay. You know, don't be sharing any adult stuff, obviously. This is YouTube. But that's pretty cool. So I guess now the print page is up there, so let me pull that up. So yeah, so if you are working on something 3D printed related, you haven't shared it at all, or you have an update, or it's something new in the last month, that channel is open all the time. You can always share stuff in there. Try to keep the discussions to like a general chat channel. You can link to it though, just for when it's easier to go through on the stream. But obviously, if you are going to share something, share links to the files, share links to videos, that kind of stuff. It's going to be shown live, so just be aware of that. But, you know, if you're going to show something off, other people might want to do it. So share links and data and all that shit. I need a drink. I'm losing my voice. This is the one thing with this stream. I am constantly talking. Like, I didn't lose my voice at Rocky Mountain this year until after I finished my stream. I'm almost done my gamer subs. I got to use code Canuck to get some more. What is the best tool changer option to install on a Trident? Index, in my opinion. Index is easier on a Trident because it can, on a V2, stealth changer is easier. Stealth changing on an Index is kind of hard because the Z doesn't move, or the gantry doesn't move in the Z. So you have to have some sort of latching mechanism for the dock undock instead of just like cupping it and picking it out, because it works. Keep your, okay, heads out of the gutter, kitties. But for the Index system, you have pegs. Or for the stealth changer system, you have pegs. So the tool has, like, you know, a bearing, essentially, a sleeve. So it can come up, go over, come down, and it locks it in place and lets go. Okay? That's how the Index system, or the stealth changer, docks and undocks tools, right? It has pegs that can pick up and slip them onto. With the Trident, because the Trident gantry only comes in and out, you need some sort of latching mechanism. So the Index system, as it comes in, it grabs the tool. It has a camming action with the extruder motor and the drive gears, so it can grab and ungrab the tools. So that's how that system works. So on a V2, stealth changer makes sense, although you can do Index on a V2, and it's a lot simpler than an Index system, and it'll be a lot cheaper the moment you have a certain amount of tools. I think it depends on the amount of tools. If you're doing less tools, a stealth changer might make more sense. Because you can get cheap hot ends, cheap electronics. No, but you're still looking at... Index is $350 for the tool head plus $35 a tool. Okay? Whereas, you know, so... Calculator. So if you're doing 4 tools, that's $350 plus 35 plus 35... plus 35 plus 35. Yeah, so you're looking at, you know, around $400 or $500 if you want to do Index and 4 tools. So if you can build 4 tool heads for less than $500 plus the docks and the printed docks and the other stuff for Index or for stealth changer, it might be more beneficial. But if the moment you want to do like 8 tools, Index makes a lot more sense. Plus they're more compact, so you can fit more tools on the same system. So it's going to depend on your setup. Yeah, and you lose quite a bit of Z with stealth changer. Okay, Rocky Mountain, the official photo bucket thing is out. So let's just go through this. We have about an hour left on the stream. Whenever we finish going through this, we'll probably end the stream. So if you haven't entered yet, for your chance to win some polymaker filament, link in the video description. Enter for your chance below. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you do want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter. Tomorrow's video is up early for channel supporters. It is all about the Bondtech index system. I talked with Olaf from Bondtech at Rocky Mountain. We did a nice little video, talked about some release dates, some other features and whatnot, and about the system itself. So if you want more information, you'll have to wait till tomorrow or today if you're a channel supporter. Or, hey, you might luck out and somebody might just gift some channel memberships between now and the end of the stream, and you can see for free. Or just buy some gamer subs, use code Canuck, save some money. Okay. So yeah, so the 3D printed Lamborghini was at the event, as always. Setup day, so this is them setting it up. This is Zombie Hedgehog. He was hanging out on the end of Liz's booth. Also, it snowed on Friday. It snowed on Friday, so we had to, like, I didn't bring a coat. It was cold. Setting up the Phoenix. We have moving Phoenixes around down to a science now. They have like a whole pump cart now, so you can slide it in and out of the cars. The legs extend. Like we have a whole, they have a whole system now for moving Phoenixes around. This is really cool. This is a 3D printed backhoe. It has a full hydraulic system. This thing weighs like 60 pounds. It will dig through the dirt. So Tripod built this. He's brought it to a few events now. It is a really cool thing. It is really cool. The Prusa booth. There's Kevin setting up the maker chips thing. Mine's in here somewhere. Setup, folks. Thank you for noting he was at the end of my table. Yeah, he was camping out at the edge of your table. Joel's thing. I never participate, and I just have a personal thing because I'm like industry, I guess you could say that. I don't like entering contests to win prizes for 3D printing unless it's something crazy. Then I'll enter it because hey, I'm free shit. And I never win anyways. But like stuff like contests, filament giveaways, I never enter those because it's like I could just talk to the company and probably get it without having to do the contest. I don't want to take the prize away from somebody who actually, you know, is deserving to win a prize. V1 Engineering was there. They had a bunch of stuff. I actually talked to them this year. This was their little sand table thing. Milo V2. If you want to know more about the Milo V2, I did film a video with the Milo, the Millennium Machines folks at Smurf. The video is on the channel. It's relatively recent. Crumpus with, I wanted to say this was a little sister from BioShock, but I don't think it is. More setup. Cookie CAD. Good filament. Go grab some at wherever your good filament is sold. The lineup. If you went on the Sunday, it wasn't too bad. But if you went to Smurf on the Saturday, it was packed until like the last hour of the show. It's Annie from League of Legends. Okay, that's how I know. I have a life. I don't play League of Legends. This was fully printed in PETG. He also had chainmail on. I don't know if he was wearing the chainmail underneath, but he had like a full body 3D printed chainmail suit too. So this was pretty cool. This was all 3D printed. And he wore it the whole day. Crazy. The trikes. Oop. There we go. Yeah, Zany Maker. Zach, yep. This was cool. So if you don't know, if you want to play around with Index, so the Index system isn't out yet, like unless you're beta testing or whatever, you don't have it. But they do have the files out, so you can like 3D print dummy tool heads and dummy tools. So this was pretty cool. This is the anti-the-cis people, because speech impediment, lists, antithesis. These folks with their printer where the bed moves and the tool head just moves in the Z. So this is a turret. So the whole system just kind of like, it does this, it pivots, and that's how it picks the tool. So this was pretty cool. So this had, what, 6, 7 tools that they could strap onto one of these. So that was pretty cool to see. Maker booth. Antithesis. It is the antithesis of the ship of Theseus. They had actual signs at the event saying, please don't be blowing whistles or doing very loud things because shit gets loud. Jason! And the monolith kit. I gotta send a DM to him, but he wants to send me a monolith kit CNC. So we will be using that for the Toasty Boy rebuild. So more LDO people. Stealth Changer at the LDO booth. Prusa XL doing Prusa XL things. Prusa booth, very busy. Hey, it's Steve and Greg. And is that David? It looks like David from the back. There's the Trident R2. Again, full video on Trident R2 on the channel, and the video on the index itself is out tomorrow, early today for channel supporters. Very clean picture. I might steal some of these pictures and use them for thumbnails because I am horrible at taking pictures. Martin! This is Martin. He's the founder of Bondtech. Great dude, if you ever get the chance to talk to him. They brought their TCT award. They actually won an award and beat out Stratasys and a bunch of other companies at the event. No, they didn't bring the silicone printer add-on. They did not bring that. It is a little messy for a show like this, I would say. But yeah, Bondtech won a TCT award and beat out like some really big industry companies for it. So that was really cool. Martin, Kata, Olaf, great folks. Bondtech folks are awesome. Steve printed these on his Trident with the, not the production. So he recently rebuilt the machine with like the release hardware. So this is with pre-release hardware, but it's dissolvable support, 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. So it's a 5 material print, I think. Yeah, I think it's a 5 material print. Or 4 color, 2 material print, because it's PVA, dissolvable PVA. It was a 17-hour print, 15,000 tool changes or something, or 1,500 tool changers, and it came out perfect. And he did it twice. And it moves. It moves. Oh yeah, Steve's in chat. So, Luke's Lab with the Tube Compact, the Chibi Tube. By the way, if you want to buy anything from Luke's Lab and you want to save some money, use code Canuck. This is the, what's he calling it? The Redwood? I think he calls it. Project Redwood, yeah. So this is Luke's Lab's, still serious, but less serious printer. It's like $3 to $5 grand, depending the configuration. It is firmly aimed at extreme prosumer, commercial, industrial, but not as crazy as the StableBot series. It's a pretty cool printer. All the electronics are in this drawer here, so it just slides out. It is IDEX. It will have index support. I did a whole video with Luke on this printer. It's pretty cool. And for those where it matters, it is made in America. So all the frame and everything is stamped sheet metal made in America. They're going to be switching over to made in America electronics. For now, it's not, just because of prototyping and testing. But it will be made in America for those that are interested in that, or companies where that matters, because there's a lot of companies and education places where that really matters. Why do you think Prusa opened up a store in America for manufacturing? It's the Freedom Printer, yeah! Hedamame was there with the pros. If you're looking for some fun headphones, the Hedamames are pretty cool. I do daily drive them as my daily headphones. And they had the pros there, which are like Gucci, and they sound amazing. People listening to the Hedamames. V1 Engineering was there with a bunch of their CNC stuff. They had the MP CNC. They had this big plotter. This is the low rider. It is a router, but they had it plotting. This is something I would love to do if I had a use case for it and the room for it. And I have neither, but it is really cool. They had a Eufy make there at the West 3D booth. They were making stuff with that. Pretty cool. West 3D, good folks. Always good folks. So if you're on the West Coast and looking to buy some 3D printer stuff, check out West 3D. The Armored Turtle folks, they had a bunch of stuff there. This was cool. They had a Snapmaker U1 with 4 separate MMS systems hooked up to it. So it could do 16 colors. So Snapmaker U1, 4-tool tool changer, and each tool was hooked up to its own MMS system, and it was all working because Clipper is awesome. And being able to open source your machines and being able to modify it allows you to do crazy cool shit like that instead of being locked into what the company tells you can do with your system. Cascade. By the way, Voron has a CNC now. If you didn't know, Cascade is out. I have a video on it. I got to put it out. It'll probably be next week at some point. But if you go to the Voron website, there's a CNC section now because we have a CNC. It's out. It's done. You can build a Cascade now. LDO will be offering kits later this summer. We may build one. But yeah, Cascade's out. So when Cascade? Cascade now. Also, Phoenix will be out later this year. Where were we at? Where were we at? Oh yeah, we're looking at these. Voron booth, always busy. There's Doc. If you don't know who Doc is, that's Doc. Supervising. Green Gate, filament folks. Need some filament. They are always next to us. We always have these 2 spots. It's a pretty good setup. Ribbits, doing ribbit things. People dressed up. Speeches. I never visit the talks at events. Anytime there's events like this, I always kind of skip the talks and skip like the death racers because it's always, you know, everyone goes to see it, so it's less busy, so it's easier to chat or record videos. DLL PDF. I got to reach out to these folks because they have a nice high temp bed with an embedded heater and magnets. The bed can do 220, I think, and then the magnets are good to like 150. So I kind of want to talk to them about getting one of these beds for Toasty Boy. Just so it's a little bit, we can do a little bit more fun with Toasty Boy. A little V0 at the DLL booth. All the cool little extrusions. If you're looking for some funky extrusions, customizing for colors or whatever, patterns, or I think they do laser too. Check out DLL PDF. They have a lot of cool stuff. Recreator was there with the thing. I have been collecting pop bottles, by the way. I don't drink pop out of pop bottles. I don't. So I have a Recreator, the mini, but I've been saving bottles up and just collecting them so that I can actually use it for something. So the bed tested to 240. Yes, but the magnets are only good to about 150. After 150, the magnets stop magneting. So it's going to depend. I mean, you probably could just put Vision Miner right on the bed and just YOLO it if you really want to. But I'm okay with 150. I mean, you're going to be 150. There's only so many materials that need a bed of that temperature anyways. More bed plates. A lot of people doing bed plates, so that's pretty cool. Print Talk. They were live streaming on TikTok. Filament Protopasta. They had UV filament. Overture was there too. This is whatchamacallit, Tripod's booth. He had his little laser thing there, so he was making those little glass laser things. Those are pretty cool. Oliver 3D gifted a community membership. Cheers and appreciated. Muon was also there. I did a whole video with them at Smurf. They are basically offering a commercialized version of the positron. So it is a completely from scratch redesign. There's like no positron hardware in here at all, but they basically took the concept of the folding upside down printer and basically are coming out with a commercial version of it for those that just want to buy a printer to travel with. So it's pretty cool, and they have this big battery too you can get. Silver Fox was there with all their blasters. They actually had a whole shooting gallery set up. It was really cool. I talked to these folks a bunch. There's a couple I want to build. But again, I'm always paranoid of this shit with YouTube being YouTube. Jeff has a snazzy new paint job. So Jeff is now Gloop Colors. So that's pretty cool. One group managed to move Jeff. They moved Jeff. So that was pretty cool. And they forgot my printer. I built Gloop a printer for their booth last year, and they forgot it back at their studio. So they didn't bring the Gloop printer. Super sticky bed adhesives. Hot makes. Push plastic, which is filament, I believe. A Molin, a bunch of prints. Some Hue Forges up on the wall. All the filament. Bondtech was giving a little talk there. Black Magic, what is this? Is this bed adhesion? Bed adhesion. Tinker Mill, I don't know what this is. Every time I go to these shows, there's always stuff that I forget to look at. Every show, there's just stuff I forget to look at. Tons of maker booths. The Hue Forge booth, all the Hue Forges. You guys know what Hue Forge is. Luke with his fancy meta glasses. So Big Tree Tech. Usually when I film stuff with Big Tree Tech, it's usually East Coast is where I film stuff with Big Tree Tech. They had a couple things there. They had, I don't know. I covered it on the live stream. They had their Tower of Power thing, where it's basically like a whole stack. They now have like a mini Tower of Power for the U1 with like a filament dryer underneath and the top hat on it and everything. But I don't think they had much for new controller boards. Death Racers. Fabrico. If you're on the East Coast and you want to buy cool 3D printer stuff, check out Fabrico. I believe they're down in Florida. So they had a bunch of cool stuff there. Den Hack stuff. This is Polar Filament. Polar Filament is relatively local to me, just international because they're on the other side of the river. They're over in Detroit area. They always do this filament exchange where you bring them filament and they'll give you filament. So if you have like some filament you just want to get rid of, there's Akuma. Coca Press crew. David's the CEO of Coca Press, if you didn't know. Coca Press is also print kits. Same company, different hat. Caleb works with Coca Press. This is really cool. I want to make this one and put it in my son's room. That one's really cool. So Coca Press is cool. Print kits are really cool. If you're looking for projects to use your printer with, check out print kits. EPACs, they do filament. People signing in. It was, is that, no, that wasn't me. It is really busy. It was really busy on the Saturday. Puppy! Look at this goober. Look at that goober. Oh, there are two goobers. Look at the puppers. There were so many cute puppies there, but they were all working dogs, so you couldn't bug them. They're all working. This guy was walking around on the show. That was cool. Death Racers. Yeah, there's Sam doing Death Racer stuff. Yeah, Saturday was insane. It was crazy busy. All the Death Racers. Drive down from Alberta. It's not a bad drive from Alberta. It's like a day drive. So drive the Friday, spend the Saturday, Sunday, drive back the Monday if you want. That one. I wonder how well the brushes work. Because you want to catch the head, right? I want to see Zach's. There's Zach's. So Zach, the guy with the monocle, he put an FPV camera in his, so he was driving it around and looking at it. So he'll have a video on his. All the Death Racers. People get creative. There he is. Yeah. So he was driving around. He had his goggle on so we could see it. So you notice how everyone's out here? You notice how you don't see me? Because I was inside filming. That's why you don't see me. Because when everyone goes out to watch the Death Racers, it gets really quiet inside. So that's the best time to do your filming, is when they're out doing Death Racer stuff. Yeah, the build video is out, but he had to film stuff at the event to do part 2. Is that an upgraded? I don't know. I think he has a separate one for outside. Or it just might be a lens that snaps on it. I'm assuming outside in full brightness, the stock one doesn't work too well. I would love to have something like that for stream so I could see chat without having to look at chat constantly. But I already wear glasses, so I don't want to wear something else. Hugh Forge giving a talk. Oh, there's Joel and David doing their thing. Yeah, there's Buddy in the PETG suit of armor. He wore that all day. Hey! It's Liz and Zombie. And Zombie and Liz. I never give talks at events. How come you guys got to give a talk? It's, Sailor Saturn, right? Z and Z. Oh, that's right. You guys did a live... Did you guys do a live podcast there? It's Sailor Saturn? Is this Saturn? Or Mercury? I can never remember which one. I'm not fully up to date with my Sailor Moon. Yeah, I think it's Mercury. I think it's Sailor Mercury. This is cool. Somebody had 3D printed plate carriers at the event, at a booth. For some reason, it gave me like samurai vibes. They gave me really like samurai vibes for it. Also, if I'm buying, like if I'm putting real plates in something, I'm not putting it in a 3D printed plate carrier. Just saying. Cookie CAD filament. Zach's was over $1,000 worth of peak and peck. Yeah, that filament ain't cheap. Also, it's probably that much because he probably had to use multiple different types. So it's like, yeah, I spent, $250 on the spool, but I didn't use the whole spool. So if you mix and match, it's only 4 spools of material, but just each spool is $250. Is there a Sailor Uranus? I do believe so. I think it goes up to Neptune, I think. Or maybe there is. I don't know. Let me not do it on stream. Sailor Moon characters. Sailor Guardians. Okay, there's Moon, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn. Yep. So it's all the planets. They do exist. I'm assuming Sailor Uranus doesn't have the same haha funny word in Japanese as it does in English. Plus, remember, they changed the name. It's now Eurectum is the name of the planet. Did you not catch the note? It's a Bulbasaur Prusa Mini. Cookie CAD. The actual Cookie CAD. Microswiss was there. So if you're looking for hot-end upgrades for a lot, they cover a lot of different companies. They are brands of printers. So cool thing with Microswiss, they have a lot of options out there. If you have like a 3D printer built in the last decade, odds are Microswiss probably has a hot end that drops in. Mandela Roseworks, a bunch of CNC components for Vorons and other printers, I believe. The entrance area. Oh, I think they were doing a giveaway. It's really busy. KB3D, Hyperdrive. KB3D. I'm trying to find stuff that's new. Pavement Princess. This was cool. This is the what's it called? Crooked Crow. I did a video on the development version of this at East Coast RepRapfest last year, so I didn't film a video this year. But this is like a more refined version of the Crooked Crow than the version I did a video on last year. The group in Cheyenne. Yeah, the metal printing thing. I filmed the thing with the metal printing guys. So that will probably be out next week or something at some point. This is pretty cool. This is like, I can't remember what Princeps, or no, Princeps the other guys. Can't remember what this group is called. Magpie, I want to say. I think it's Magpie. But basically, it's like a Rook on steroids. It's a 3D printed 3D printer, but much bigger. So it's kind of like if a Trident and a Rook had a baby, you get this. Yeah, there you go, Magpie. So mostly printed. You just have some extrusions and some Z rods. Yeah, there's the little ribbit walking around. Kids love it. Print talk. Zach giving a little talk. Infinity divider bins. The drag races. All the drag racers. They go really fast in a straight line and then they hit shit and blow up. Technically, it's based on the Bastion. Okay. All the drag racers. So, are you supposed to have grippy tires like this or smooth tires? Is there like what is the current meta for the drag racers? Like, is there like an actual like weight class, or do they limit the motors or anything like that? Can like somebody just show up with like just a big ass motor and just stomp on everyone? Or do you have to all use the same motor and drivetrain and weights? People talking to Zach, Joel, and there's E3D guys and David. That's Joel's producer. If you don't know who David is, that's Joel's producer. Good guy. He was at the California talk. I'm assuming. Oh, was this a trivia game? I think this was. Yeah, this was the trivia game. Yeah, this was the trivia game. No brushless motors, it's restricted. Okay. Does he have a new hammer? Does Joel have a new hammer? I remember it being blue. Did he get a new hammer? I have that same shirt. I have that same shirt. Ah, yeah, I do. I have that same Bucky shirt. It's still down here. I wore it for the New Year, the April 1st stream. I have that same shirt. Recreator, giveaways. There's a lot of people. I haven't seen myself yet in any pictures. For somebody who has spent like 2 full days at this event wandering around, I do not see myself in any pictures yet. So this is the larger Gundam. So this is, I believe it was like 1.5 feet taller than my Gundam, but it is the toy maker kit. So different file set, and it's a little bit more, it's definitely different aesthetically. Mine is more based on the like actual model, like the actual like high grade model. Whereas this one is more like less copyright violating, if that makes sense. You did the Evil Optimus Prime? Yeah, it's a toy maker model. Yep. I'm at the end? Okay. Yeah, at one point he did take a picture of me, but I forgot what I was doing. Yeah, so about the Gundam, I'm not saying mine's better than the other one or any of the other ones, but there's like, I checked the Gundam subreddit, and there's like a trend, there's a couple other people that have 3D printed Gundams like I have, like larger ones, but a lot of them seem to be doing the more realistic ones, like the high grade ones. Let me, /r/Gunpla. Let me see if I can find it here. Top. This year. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So, like these ones. So this is 6 feet tall. This one's pretty good. But there's one I've seen where somebody did it and they went like crazy with it. Where it's like super like realistic. And it has like, yeah, it's this one. So this one right here. So this is also a 3D printed Gundam. The thing is, I don't like this model of Gundam. Because mine is meant to be the goober. It's meant to be this guy. Like mine is meant to be this guy. There's a lot of stuff on here that you don't see on here. So mine is more this guy. So mine is more accurate to the show Gundam. This is like the current like Verka super high detailed one. It's got like all this crazy extra like stuff on it. It's like, that's not what my Gundam's trying to be, and I actually like the aesthetic of mine. But that's a personal preference, right? Yeah, see, like, it's got all this extra stuff on it. I like mine. I like this goober. Look at this guy. Look at this goober. I don't know. The joy of 3D printing, you can make whatever you want. So it's whatever your personal preference is, you can do that. Plus mine has LEDs in the head. I've yet to see another one light up. Nobody does light up eyes. Yeah, you could see it back there. Also, he doesn't have the laser swords in it. He's missing the laser swords. Well, these are full spectrum prints. I am hungry. I am hungry. Yeah, it's like Michael Bay Bumblebee versus Hasbro Bumblebee. Yeah, exactly the same. This was really cool. I can't show it in action because YouTube, but this was a pump action shotgun that you put your Nerf darts in these little shells. Literally the smoothest, butteriest action of a pump pew pew I've ever played with, and it's a Nerf blaster. And it ejects the shells and everything, and you can do like the fun little speed loading trick where you do like 2 shells at a time, do like the speed loading thing. It is really cool, this kit. I would love to build one of these on stream. Unfortunately, I cannot. So we had a little arcade cabinet, 3D printed prosthetics. Jim, this guy ruined so many videos because he would just start doing announcements when I was recording videos. So I had to like stop a bunch. Little ribbits. Index. If you want to know what's inside the index, there you go. That's what's inside the index tool head. It's like 100 parts in there. Colorado. I'm actually kind of surprised because Colorado is one of the states doing the 3D printed legislation stuff. I'm kind of surprised nobody came out like from the government at all. But again, why would the government come out? They don't care. I think this is day 2. Cocoa Press print kits. This is the guy who did the giant Gundam, by the way. The wall. I finally tried this for the first time. It is annoying. So anytime you do this, like pattern things where you gotta hit, the trick is to not actually look. You want to like defocus your eyes and just use your peripheral. The problem is, this is too big. So I can't reach it all. So to like stand where I have to stand to reach it all, I'm too close. And stuff is outside my peripheral vision. So you still end up looking for stuff. And then the moment you start looking, you're lost it. Didn't see. Actually, this is the first year. You're right. This is the first year I didn't see a single backpack printer at the event. Mitch wasn't there, so that's why. These people were walking around. I feel sorry for the polymaker person who has to put this together every event, because they don't they pack it up individually and they have to like manually put this back out every time. These were cool. These both function. Like the chainsword actually chain sorted. And wow, what's his name? Not Gaskull. What's the claw guy from War? I had his model when I played Warhammer. Anyways, the claw actually opens and closes, so it's pretty cool. Joel filming some stuff. Yeah, there's the Iron Man and the Mando. Avid. E3D with the Fuji. This was really cool. So this is the most accurate input shape you can get is when you do the input shaping at the nozzle itself. Obviously, the nozzle is metal. How do you put an accelerometer there? Well, E3D has a drop-in Revo nozzle that has the accelerometer built right into it for doing input shaping. So you can get like super accurate input shaping results because you're actually running it and taking the measurement from the nozzle itself. So that was really cool. Yarick, that's who it was. Yarick, yeah. Amando. There's the K-pop Demon Hunter princess. Is it a princess thing? I don't know. It's not Disney, so they're not princesses, but there were quite a few people cosplaying at the event, so that was cool to see. Joel with fans. E3D, the Diamondback folks, always good folks. One day they will have a vodka flume going through their block of ice at the event. But if you ever go to the event that they're at, they always have a just giant block of ice, and kids melt the heck out of it with the diamonds and whatnot and the carbon. It's pretty cool. Kids fighting Jeff. Little ribbit. Filament stories. Talking. I don't know what this talk was about. Again, I was bad and I didn't go to any of the talks. Also, Zombie, what's this haircut, man? What's this haircut? Sam and Caleb. This guy is a walking billboard. He has so many tattoos of all the different 3D printer companies. He got a bunch. He got like a Voron tattoo finally, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. It was pretty cool. I mean, I personally wouldn't like tattoo myself up like a billboard, but it's a thing with him, and it's cool. This is cool. Yeah, Zach was driving it around, letting little kids look at it. It had maker chips in the back of it. It was pretty cool. Scrap Labs, these were the guys with the DIY metal, well, not DIY, but like the low-cost metal 3D printer. And by low cost, it's like 10 to 20 grand. But for a metal 3D printer, that is actually not bad. For something that actually directly prints metal, not like sinters. I just don't know how... It's a motion system, a bucket, and a laser. I don't know how it gets to 20 grand. But it's literally a bucket... 3 buckets. 1 bucket in the middle with a piece of metal that goes down. And then 1 bucket has powder. So that bucket comes up. You sweep it across. And then the excess goes into the other 3rd bucket for excess. And then laser comes out and goes and draws with a pattern out, melts it. And it docks. And then it does it again. And somehow that's 20 grand. I don't know. I don't know if it's just the lasers are that expensive, because the motion system is a basic motion system, and the rest is basic hardware. It's just how the hell is it 20 grand? I don't know. Yeah, well, it does use an inert gas, but it's just all it just needs to be is a chamber that you flood with nitrogen or argon. Like, it's not that hard to flood a chamber with argon. So I'm assuming it's like the laser, and maybe it runs Clipper. It's running Clipper, so software isn't hard. But also, I don't want to deal with metal dust. I don't want the black lung. Yeah, this was the folks with the 3D printed chest carriers. It gave me very samurai vibes. Like, you would almost want to see this in like a dark red, ochre type thing. Well, that was cool. I love how they had bananas, because they obviously couldn't have what it's really meant to hold. But I guess the Nerf guys were really about that. They were giving ice out whistles, which was pretty cool. Fit in a tiger's claw. That would work with the tiger claws cosplay. That is true. These are pretty cool. Quicksilver and the Sugar Cube. These are like CNC'd metal Gucci little small form factor printers. This is not a V0. It's a completely different motion system, by the way. David doing a talk. Little ribbit. Zombie. Out getting that content. Can you 3D print your own laser? I mean, you could just buy a laser, but it's got to be hot enough to melt metal. So I'm assuming a lot of the cost comes with the laser. All the Death Racer stuff. Is that a Jurassic Park shirt? No. And then the big Death Racer. Just driving over people. I am hungry. I think I'm going to do pizza tonight. Pizza sounds good. I can go for a pizza. Yeah, it's definitely day 2. So they had the little ant class robot smashing each other up in there. Kids loved it. That was pretty cool to see. Glow in the dark. I'm assuming this is like some sort of wire cutter thing that they were showing off, but there was nobody here. Every time I walked by, it was just those foam things by themselves. This guy used like a Bitcoin ASIC miner to like heat up an enclosure for printing or something. I mean, one way to use Bitcoin stuff for actual practical. This is honestly the most practical thing Bitcoin's ever done. Let's be honest. 1 second. Almost done. Okay. Okay. Wifey brought supplies. A crappy donut from Timmy's and an iced coffee. One of the few good things from Timmy's. I'm gonna eat my donut. Angus, I know. I've watched those videos. I want to do ant class robots. The problem is, where I live, there's nobody around me to do it with. They bring enough to share. She brought enough to share with everyone at home. Okay, wow, this donut isn't actually horrible for once. I will say, the Timmy's by my house is actually one of the least bad Timmy's. Yeah, Beard Printer in Salt Lake, I think there is a group in Detroit, but I'm not, going across the border, going, hello, Mr. TSA agent, or whatever is, border guard at the US. I'm bringing my combat robot into your country. And it doesn't go well. But I think there is a group in Detroit that does it. They're building a Tim Hortons here in Maryland. That sucks. Tim Hortons isn't Canadian anymore. It's owned by the same company that owns Burger King. So, when I was a kid, Tim Hortons used to be... I gotta stand up. Tim Hortons used to be like Canadian, right? Tim Hortons was a hockey player. And when you went into Tim Hortons, the coffee was fresh, the donuts were fresh because there was a bakery in each Tim Hortons that would bake. Some Tim Hortons were like delivery or like drive-through only, and they didn't have bakeries, but they got it baked at like a close location. So like everything was fresh. And it was like coffee, donuts, soup. That was it. So like they had breakfast and lunch, and if you went in the afternoon, there was no dinner. They didn't have dinner. They had sandwiches, soup, donuts. That was it. And it was good. But then private equity got involved. And I think they originally merged with Wendy's for a bit. So there's still Wendy's / Tim Hortons here in Canada. But everything has gone to shit with Tim Hortons. Like, they don't bake anything in-house anymore. So all the donuts are flash frozen and reheated, and then they just put the fondant on top, like the chocolate on top. They switched coffee suppliers. So now McDonald's has better, generic coffee in Canada than Tim Hortons. Timbits are mostly crap nowadays. And then it's like, hey, we have roast beef sandwiches freshly made. And it's like, well, you don't have anything to actually cook roast beef in house. You don't have grills. You have a griddle. You have like a panini maker. You have microwaves. That's it. You don't have like stovetops. So it's like, oh, we have burgers. It's like, what are you cooking the burgers on? You don't have a griddle. So yeah, Tim Hortons is just like you guys remember when I bought the pizza and I had a Tim Hortons pizza here for lunch on stream and the cardboard box tasted better? Yeah. It's Dr. Coco. Everyone say hi to David. David's here. Hi, David. We're just going through the rest of the newly uploaded photo bucket account or whatever from the event. That was a nasty pizza. It was a nasty pizza. Oh, it's what's her name? She's awesome. Fun fact. This is a 2-part model, and like her ring is the bolt that holds the 2 halves together. I've seen that on Reddit. That's cool. This is really cool. There's a couple of these like little strand beast type things. There's the Lambo. It's got a vent and a door. I've yet to see it drive around though. Every time I see this thing, it's like not moving. I've yet to see it actually drive. Dolly Parton, that's who it is. Dolly Parton's awesome. More boosts. People showing stuff off. Don't let the Disney lawyers see this. All the flexi stuff. There were a couple people selling stuff like this at the event. I don't think they sold a lot because a lot of people realize, like, if you go to this event, you can 3D print and you can just make your own. I literally just touched one of the events. Yeah, it's they probably don't drive it around because it's probably like a lot of it's held together with hopes and dreams. It looks cool though. Print talk again. I should have popped on this while they were set up. They're always live. They were live the whole event, I think. I think they just kind of like anyone could just hop in and chat type thing. These are cool. Somebody linked me the information about this on the Discord. I gotta find where it is. I don't know where it is. While I was streaming at the event, I'm like, somebody linked me the info about this. And they did, and then I can't remember what channel they linked it in, so I gotta go find it. But apparently, this one isn't too hard to make. So that would be a fun thing. We do have the one little droid that I built, this guy, but it would be cool to do another one. One that actually walks. So that's cool. One day I will do the jet engine build. One day. Gave away a lot of stuff. Did you? Yeah. Disposition sound for the speakers. These guys are cool. The problem is I don't have a single set of speakers in my house because my TV down here has a sound bar because I'm lazy. The TV upstairs is just built-in speakers because it's just an old TV. And then in my computer room, we use headphones because my computer room is between 2 bedrooms. So I can't use speakers because I would wake everyone up at night. So while these are really cool, I am not a speaker guy. So I haven't really looked into it. That's why I've done Hedamames instead. Soraya Tech, Mark from Soraya Tech. The Roamer foaming TPU is really cool. I gotta get my hand. I think I have a spool of it. Is this it? Is this the Roamer? No, that's the flat TPU. I could have sworn I had a spool of the Roamer. Because I want to reprint some stuff for my Mando armor to rebuild some of it. Ooh, a cyber deck. It's built out of a ThinkPad. That's pretty cool. Yeah, cyber decks are cool. I want to build a cyber deck. We're going to be building a cyber deck in a Pelican case because why not? Oh, crazy motion system. Yeah. This thing was moving at one point and the entire thing moved. This is, remember that Core XUZ type setup? So it's got 4 motors. They're all in the bottom and the belt pathing goes all over the place. But it does move and I mean, that's hot glue holding a lot of it together. Put it that way. But it does move. Thingomatic. Yeah, a lot of these printers were just kind of like just because printers. Zombie doing zombie stuff. STL Denise was there. She does all the Tom's Hardware printer reviews. Ruda. Prusa is Prusa. More. The drag racers. If you don't have a sexy picture of me from Rocky Mountain, did you really go there? Oh, we went through the David folder earlier. Don't worry, we already covered those pictures, David. Yeah, we had a separate section for that. The weather was nice on the Saturday and the Sunday. It actually got pretty warm by the end of the Sunday. And then Friday, as I was flying out, or Monday, as I was flying out, I got fire alerts on my phone. So Zach got smart. His little eyepiece that he wears is held on with magnets now, because so many people ask to try it. You can just pop it off because it's just magnetic now. Another talk. Are they Beyblading? Proof of print. Yeah, so this person, they use a Bitcoin miner to dry filament and heat a printer chamber, which I will fight me on this, is the most productive thing Bitcoin has ever done for society, is just be a heater. Just turn electricity into heat. I made a lot of annoying people rich. Hey, it's Liz! There's David. David, there you go. That's a good picture, David. Got the Coca Press 2s. River. Buck a bean coffee. The coffee was not a buck. Tipsy Cow Wagon. They had pretty good. I got a burger from them and tots. The food trucks are pretty good. Oh, there's me. There's me. I'm like, what? What's going on? What? I think this was after the stream when I lost my voice and I was just tired. Grant. Amber. Is it Amber? Is it Amber? Okay. It's Amber, right? Yeah, it's Amber. There's that thing was printing again. Print talk, folks. Zach and I think that's his partner. Pretty sure that's his partner. All dim. All dim. That guy again. Scrap Labs. Hey, it's me. Oh yeah, this picture. This was so dumb. He's like, we were talking. He's like, hey, I got to do a photo of you. I don't have any pictures of you at the event. So like, pretend you're like talking. So like, this is totally staged. This is totally staged. Partner. I use the term partner. Okay, don't assume. I got it when I was an insurance broker. I got in shit all the time for when somebody say, "Oh, I'm married," and I would go, "Oh, your husband?" They're like, "No," or "Oh, your wife?" They're like, "No." So don't assume. Just say partner. It works. Can't go wrong with that. Plus, you don't know what their status is. My brother-in-law and his partner have 2 kids together. They own a house together. They've been together for years. They're not married. They just never got married. So, partner. Bearded? There's bearded. Bearded printer with the bearded, the ribbit. Figure 13. He gave me a ride from the airport. He's a good dude. Bearded printer's a good dude. Chainsaw versus longsword. Ellie and the Coca Press. And that's it. Ellie's the last photo. That's it. So I think that's about it. Oh, I got some DM. Who's DMing me? What is going on here? What is going on here? 1 second here. Oh. Who's DMing me? Oh, I think that's a... Oh. It's always weird when you get a reply from somebody and you forget what they're replying to, because you just see their reply and you're like, wait, what were we talking about again? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It is so weird when you pull out and you see the reply and you're like, what was going? You scroll up, you're like, oh, okay, that's what we were talking about. That makes sense. Okay, I thought I said something. It's like, what? Yeah, if you ever need a good forklift training video for your employees, Klaus just look up Klaus forklift. It's German on YouTube. It's the best forklift training video in the world. So if you ever need a video for training your employees with forklifts, just look up the Klaus forklift training video on YouTube and just use that. It's good enough. Good enough. Totally certified. Yeah. Hey, Hagnatic. I am doing good. I'm doing good. I think we're about done, though. We got about 7 minutes left until we're going to do the giveaway. And yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking after the show. I was talking with Ellie and the Coke Press crew. And they're like, oh, we got to get a forklift. And it's like, you got to watch the class video. So I linked it to Ellie. I can't wait till this system comes out. I can't wait to get my hands on this to play around with it. Okay, I think some other people may have thrown some stuff in this channel that we can take a look at before the end of stream. Babushka hole diameter gauge prototype. Oh, they all stack in each other. Oh, that's clever. So if you want to know how big of a hole you got, here you go. Keep your head out of the gutters, kids. This is a practical tool for measuring hole diameter. Can't remember shown previously, but aquarium filter, I think. That's cool. There you go. What else can we talk about? I think that's about it. Do we got any good memes to share? We got some good memes in the meme Discord channel. We have a meme channel on the Discord. So check that out. Know what, Spice King? Oh. Know what? Also, you know what really sucks? You know what really sucks? Coming back from Printopia, or Rocky Mountain. I keep getting all these events hooked up. Okay, coming back, I was able to bring back a 600 millimeter, or 600 millimeter length of 1515 extrusion. Okay. Oh, he's replying in regards to that. I was able to bring back a 600 millimeter long piece of 1515 extrusion, carry on through the airport on my flight home, because Steve gave me a piece because I needed a piece for the front bar for the index on the Trident, and I didn't have any. I have 1515 extrusion, but nothing long enough. And buying it in Canada is so stupid for one piece. It would cost me like $50 to get one piece of it, the one piece I needed. But anyways, so Steve gave me a piece to bring home. No problem getting that through airport security. It was sticking out of my bag. I just put like a bag on top of it. Like I put a piece of fabric on it so you wouldn't see the extrusion. Made it through airport security fine. The stupid bottle of freaking hot sauce that I got at the event from Pepper King. They freaking took that. They took my hot sauce. I wanted it. It's good. I like that stuff. And they took it. They took my hot sauce, damn it. They didn't take it. They didn't take it from me the last 2 years I brought some home, but this year they took it. I was like, ah! But they didn't take the giant piece of aluminum extrusion I took on the plane. It's like, what the hell? What the hell, guys? Oh, here you go. If your GPU is overheating, just get the 12-volt high-power water-cooled connector. Just get that. And also... Okay, that's a good one. That one's a good one. That one's a good one. That one's a good one. Also, we are currently doing on Twitch. If Twitch is your thing, I'm gonna sneeze. Am I not gonna sneeze? I'm not gonna sneeze. If Twitch is your thing, watching people play video games on Twitch, I started a Mass Effect playthrough. It is in the mornings. when the little guy's at school and it's just me at home. But I did start doing, we started a Mass Effect playthrough on Twitch. We're having fun with that. So a couple days a week in the mornings. If that is for you, follow me on Twitch, Nero3D on Twitch. I think I have a link somewhere below or something. I don't know, but it's Nero3D on Twitch. There's a channel on the Discord for it. If you want to catch up, I do have the VODs on my gaming channel, backup channel. It's just VODs. There's no content on that channel. It's just VODs uploaded because Twitch deletes it. But I had the hankering for playing Mass Effect again, and I like talking about Mass Effect because I love the world of Mass Effect. So I figured I would stream it so I can yap about it while I play it. And we're having a fun time. We're having a fun time. So if that is for you, I might do one this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to, but otherwise Monday we'll carry on. So morning. Around, I've been doing, I like my 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. time slot. I'm not one of those people that could just stream. Oh yeah, they did this too. Sam and Caleb did this too at the event. They remade that meme. I'm not one of those people that can stream for like 18 hours a day. I much prefer to do a more energetic 3 to 4 hours of streaming than like just sit there for 8 hours playing Call of Duty. I can't do that. But we might do one tomorrow. We might do tomorrow or Sunday. What other fun memes can we look at? What time? We got 1 minute. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description. Go enter now. We are going to be doing the giveaway in 1 minute. And then once that's done, that will be it. So don't forget, if you are a channel supporter, a Patreon supporter, or somebody gifted you a membership today, or you're lucky and somebody decides to give some memberships between now and the end of the stream, tomorrow's video is live already for supporters of the channel. It is a video I did with Olaf from Bondtech, looking at some of the features on the release version of Index, along with some updates about shipping and timetables and all that jazz. So if you are interested in getting some more information about the Index, that video will be public tomorrow, but you can catch it early today if you are a channel supporter. So if you're already on the Discord and a channel supporter, check out the channel for that, and the alerts on YouTube and Patreon as well for that. Can't imagine more than 3 hours. I've done a 10-hour stream before, and I used to do, it used to be longer, but we used to do the Saturday night stream would be sometimes 5 hours. Like I would stream from 8 p.m. to like midnight sometimes. It just, you know, I'm 38 now. 38 now. I did that when I was 35. I was doing that, but now I'm 38. So it depends what I'm doing too. Like build streams, I can do longer because I don't talk as much. This kind of stream, I'm tired right now because I've basically been talking nonstop for 3 hours straight. Because, you know, looking at pictures and not talking, dead air is horrible when you're live streaming. So you constantly are talking. So it is what it is. There we go. Just a youngin. Yeah, I saw that Hagnatic using, this was pretty cool. So using your old watches with custom firmware and turning into a shift knob. I think you could probably do this with an ESP32. Like, you could probably do that with one of these. Like one of these 1.2-inch wave shares. You can get these 1.2-inch wave shares with a built-in ESP32 for like 20 bucks. So you could probably do that with this pretty easily if you wanted to. You've done those? Yeah, I've done that once. It was a V0. We did a stream where we did all the prep work. It was this V0 right here. You can't see it because it's just off camera, but it was a V0 like this. It was Yukon. It's the gold one right there. This one, oh God, right here. That one. That one I built on a stream. So I did a stream on like a Friday or Thursday or Friday where we did all the prep work. We flashed the firmware on the SD card. We installed all the heat set inserts. We basically did all the prep work. And then I went live on a Saturday morning, and it took me 8 hours to build it, an hour to set up the firmware and get it all configured. And then we did one print, and it was a 10-hour stream. So if you ever want to see somebody build a V0 in a day, you can do it. I have done it. That was a long day. And there's a reason I haven't done that again since. Who knows, maybe we'll do something in the future. Streamathons are a thing, but I don't know how I would do a 3D printing streamathon. Like, just build a printer when I'm sleeping, just you guys watch a printer when I sleep. I don't know. But streamathons are a thing. But in case you haven't noticed, we don't really do that here. I have a kid I got to take care of. It doesn't work logistically. That's like a thing for young single streamers. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So let's do this giveaway. And then we will call it there. So unfortunately, because we're in the basement here, I can't do marbles, unfortunately. So we are going to have to do Wheel of Names. So let me pull it up here. Wheel of Names. Delete, delete, delete. How do I get rid of this wheel? Remove wheel 1. 1 second here. I got 2 wheels. I don't want 2 wheels. No, go close, remove wheel 1. Okay, there we go. Delete, delete, Control V. There we go. Delete. There we go. Okay. So we have everyone's name here who entered. Okay, we have, how many entries do we have? We got 229 entries. Okay, I need a number between 2 and 29. I need a number between 2 and 29. I need a number between 2 and 29. Somebody chat, give me a number between 2 and 29. 7, that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Round and round she goes. Where she stopped, the computer already knows, because the computer knows everything. It also knows that I still need to do my taxes. So congratulations to Spice King. Spice King. The king of spice. The one who must flow. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Congratulations, Spice King. Hey, yeah, that's you. So congratulations, Spice King. You got, you won yourself a spool of filament. Let me pull it up here. Make sure I don't dox myself. Fill out this form. You won today. We gave away 1 spool. Submit. There we go. Make sure we get this out, and then we will do that. And then don't forget, GamerSupps right now is doing free shipping with creator codes. So if you are looking to get some GamerSupps right now, free shipping worldwide with code Canuck. So that is another cool thing as well. And also, again, Prusa has announced today the information on getting Core 1 upgrade kits for the Index, if you want to put Index on your Core 1. If that is something you are interested in and you do want to help support the channel, you can also purchase it through the Prusa affiliate link I do have below. It is an affiliate link. Won't save you any money, unfortunately, but it will help support the channel. So if you are interested in getting a Prusa with the Index kit or just anything from Prusa, you can check out that below. Also, a huge shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. 1 second here. Polymaker prize winner. There you go. So the one Spice King just got the email, just sent it out right now. So shout out to Polymaker. You can check them out and more. Links below. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way supporting the channel. Some of them, like the GamerSupps link, use code Canuck and save. And then for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. Don't forget, if you are a channel supporter, tomorrow's video is out early today, so you can check it out. If not, it'll be live tomorrow. And tomorrow we will carry on with the Stealth Changer build out in the garage. And then next week we'll do a member stream at some point. Okay. Whew, I'm tired. I got to figure out dinner for the family. It is Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you in the future. Good night.